Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Potential candidates from both parties are stepping forward now that Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says he won't run for re-election next year. Durbin is the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
Illinois Congressman Darren LaHood is reportedly seriously considering a run for the seat, and Republican insiders are behind it. The Sun-Times reports LaHood also has about $5.8 million in campaign funds. And with his national fundraising potential, name recognition, and Trump endorsement, he's likely a strong candidate. On the Democratic side, Congresswoman Robin Kelly from the 2nd District says she'll be making an announcement next week about her plans for the future. If she decides to run, she'll join Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who's already said she'll run.
Durbin has served in Congress for 44 years. Dozens of dolphins and other sea animals have washed ashore along Southern California beaches, sparking concern and confusion among residents and visitors. News Nation's Kimberly Chang reports.
A harmful algal bloom along the Southern California coast has led to the illness and death of thousands of marine animals and birds, including dolphins, whales, and sea lions. Some necropsies have been done on whales, and the cause of death was confirmed to be domoic acid, a neurotoxin caused by the algae. Experts believe the toxins are eaten by fish and affect the food chain. Experts are also concerned because many sea lions were pregnant.
The LA wildfires could also be to blame. Nutrients and toxins from the ash and rain runoff are washing into the ocean, providing nutrients for the algae bloom. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green. You're listening to the new home of the Chicago White Sox here in the Fox River Valley, WRMN.
Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
This is Alan Walters reporting the Elgin News from April 25, 1925. Trip from New Orleans and stolen auto halted by Elgin police. Elgin police captured 2 automobile thieves early this morning as the men were slumbering in a stolen Ford sedan in a slough near Villa Street and on the outskirts of the city. The confessed auto thieves had driven the car into the slough in the hope of avoiding arrest and catching lost sleep. Frank Wiewitzer, city plumbing inspector, first reported to police that he could see the top of an automobile from the windows of his residence. His suspicion was aroused by view of the fact that this is an out-of-the-way place to park a car. Police Lieutenant Louis Freeman and Detective Charles Struckman investigated and placed the pair under arrest. After a severe grilling, the young men confessed to the theft, saying, "We were bumming our way north from New Orleans and took the automobile at Gary, Indiana, substituting other license plates which we stole from another car later." One man informed authorities that he is a deserting seaman, having left a schooner at New Orleans on April 3rd. Neither man possessed a penny. Police found a rubber tube which the auto thieves intended using in stealing gasoline by siphoning from the tanks of other automobiles. Both men will be held for Gary police.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You can also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a strong chance of showers and thunderstorms. High near 61 with temperatures falling to around 58. Tonight, mostly cloudy with isolated rain showers before 7 p.m. and a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 59 with moderate rain. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and cities.
Are you looking to buy, sell, or trade something? Maybe clean out that attic or basement, or just make a little extra cash? Then don't miss Tradio on Out to Lunch with WRMN AM 1410. Weekdays at 12:30 p.m. Call in to let folks in the Fox River Valley know what you're looking for or what you've got to get rid of. It's easy, it's free, and it's a great way to connect with your community. Call in at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, then let us know. Only on Tradio. Here on WRMN AM 1410.
Chicago defense attorney Mark Schieblo has co-authored the book titled DUI Jury Trial, which is a true story of a DUI case that he defended. The accused was an Illinois truck driver arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol. This book contains facts about the case from the date of the arrest up to the jury's verdict, and this nonfiction novel also includes the transcripts from the jury trial itself. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410. On WRMN, it's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
Hey, and good afternoon to another Dino's Night Out, right here on Friday. Every Friday between 2 and 4, we try to bring you what's happening in the Fox River Valley area. So today, like every other day, Ron Onesti from the Arcata Theater, oshows.com, is a sponsor of this show. So we've got a couple things going on at his theater, 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. We're going to just hit on it briefly, and we're going to come back to it mid-hour, because we have a special guest that's going to be here in just a few seconds. We're getting him all mic'd up and his headphones on. You guys can't see it, but that's what's happening. So they got the Fix live and in concert at the Arcata tonight, the 8 o'clock show. Fix has been often heralded as one of the most innovative bands to come out of the unique and stands out among the thousands of artists filling the airwaves. They're going to be joined by Jill Sobels, and their recording career began in 1990 with the album Things Are Here and Different. So that's going to be over at the Arcata. That's tonight, the 8 o'clock show. It's called The Fix, live and in concert. If you want to go Saturday, you got Petra. They're regarded as a pioneer of the Christian rock and contemporary Christian music genres, and was for many years regarded as the world's most popular Christian rock band. That's at 8 o'clock on Saturday, right there at the Arcata Theater. So that's what's going on over there at the Arcata. You can see, again, 105 East Main Street. There's The Fix. That's going to be the Friday show, and this is going to be the Saturday show. So I'm not going to play around too much more here. I want to get right to and introduce our guest. We have James Vasili. Jim, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dean. Thanks for having me on.
We're glad to have you. My guy right over here, just to the left of me, Matt Ryan Seacrest McNeil.
My goodness me.
My goodness me. No, McNeil. But anyhow, we have a great guest in here today, James Vasili, who is I don't know, he's been around here so many different times, we can't even call him a guest anymore, but he's always a guest. Anybody that walks through our doors is always our guest. But, you can call him James, you can call him Jim, you can call him Jimmy. Once you have a relationship with him, that's up to you. I most of the time call him Jim when he allows me to do so. But Jim has a practice that is really something. And if you ever wanted to reach him, you would go to James at jmvchicagolaw.com. That is the actual email to get him directly. Now, he also has, if you wanted to just call the law firm, leave a message, go to his website. That's jmvchicagolaw.com. Now, the picture, it's a little blurry because I had to stretch it a bit. I didn't have a good photo. Jim's going to get me a new one. But look at how handsome the son of a gun is in person, huh? There he is. That's Jim and Matt right there. So, Jim, listen, welcome to the show. What brings you to the neighborhood today?
Thanks for having me. I had some work to do out here, and obviously every time I'm around here, I try to stop in. You guys do a great job, and I heard that you guys were in the village of Burlington earlier today.
Yeah, how do you like that? We, Dennis and myself, we did a live broadcast, or we tried to. You know, you got those two cellular towers that are right by that park. Oh, my God, did it cause us some headaches. It kind of stopped some of our streaming at some points. But you know what? We were still there, and we still paid tribute to a veteran, Ernie Jackson Jr. He was in the Army, and he's on one of the honor flights today.
That's great.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing, yeah.
You know, that program has evolved. It started out, I guess it was the First World War, then the Second, then the Korean, and now they're finally recognizing, the individuals that served in the Vietnam War.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it is a wow, because I'm going to tell you, and I can echo what the gentleman Ernie had said. He had told this to Sue because she was a part of this with Mary Kay from Burlington, which you very well know.
She's great.
Mayor, president. I mean, they're all wonderful out there, aren't they? Mike over at...
Mike's the best.
I mean, Mike Reed from Hampshire, he was our shoe-in, basically, to the, western suburbs out there. As a matter of fact, Dennis and myself became members of Metro West yesterday.
Congratulations, Metro West.
Thank you.
Tremendous organization. Mike
Aren't
Reed,
they good?
The best. Mike Reed was the past president, and he did a great job when he was there. You can't ask for more out of municipal leadership than Mary Kay and Mike. You just top of the top, cream of the crop.
When we were invited to go to the first meeting, I went there with Mark, and I'm going to tell you, you listen to all the mayors talk, and you're there. You represent quite a few towns. I know you represent Burlington, Hampshire, Lily Lake. Is it
That's correct. Lily Lake, right?
That's memory. I don't even have that one marked down. I know you got Antioch, Bradley, Dixmoor, Zion, South Barrington, Sugar Grove, Pekin, and Morton Grove. So you're either a prosecutor or city attorney for these towns, correct?
That's correct.
And that's quite a feat to be able to service so many different towns like that. What's the difference between city attorney and prosecutor?
It's a great question. The city attorney does the general corporate work. They write the ordinances. They make sure the meetings run. They do the real estate transactions. If there's an HR issue, we get involved at that point in time. Labor negotiations, we get involved at that point in time. And the development agreements, when you see these big projects come up, there's a lot of zoning issues. And that is that aspect of the city attorney's job. On the prosecutors, you come in and there's ordinance violations. So there's tickets, parking tickets, minor battery tickets, a little bit of cannabis tickets. They come in, they go through the local adjudication process. So we do both things. Yesterday, I had a prosecutor liquor license case. Someone wasn't paying their taxes, so we had to prosecute it. And that wasn't anywhere around here. But I also did some village attorney work or city attorney work where I wrote some ordinances and did some real estate contracts. So not to get too long-winded, they are a little bit different, but doing one helps to be able to do the other.
So like a city attorney, you're counsel for the village, the town, the community. You're their backup to, you better not do it that way. And like you say with HR, look, let's go about it a certain, if you have to follow these guidelines for a termination or a suspension.
Exactly.
So you're the guy that they would call up for something like that.
Absolutely.
And then what I know about the prosecution side, there's regular, state tickets.
Yep.
And then you've got village ordinance tickets.
Absolutely.
So if you were to get a state ticket, you'd end up like in Kane County Courthouse, 3rd District, Cook County, wherever else the different counties, and those sort of go more on your record.
Correct. Absolutely.
So when you're getting a ticket and you're there as the prosecutor, you're sort of acting, in a sense, the judge, to say, okay, yeah, we'll let this happen. No, we can't let that happen. And you can assign a fine, which is usually less than going to a big municipality like the different counties I was saying. And then those go on your record more. A city ordinance is just more, it's a fiscal thing.
It's a more fiscal thing. It's fine related and it's compliance related. So we make sure fences are up, roofs are repaired, windows aren't broken. And I always look at it as we're trying to make the community a better place. It's not really about punishment. It has to be sometimes.
Well, it's accountability.
It's accountability.
You hold them accountable. Sure, there's a fine that has to go with it, but the fine would have been twice the amount if it was a state ticket.
Absolutely.
And it goes on their record. This way, you're working with the community, and you're giving them just a little bit of a pass, if that would be the word.
100%. No, I think it's a great way to put it.
All right, excellent. I don't know if I had that right or not, because I always vacillated. Geez, what is one from the other?
On the nose. No, that's perfect.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, that's great. I mean, we're glad that you're here with us, and we hope you're going to come around a little bit some more, because, we have a lot of questions that we want to ask. And if anybody right now would like to ask the attorney is in the house, ask the attorney a question. He'll answer anything. Call 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can talk right to Jim Vasili himself in the flesh. So, serving all these different towns, is there any town that, is it more of a favorite town or easier to work with, or do they all have their own little certain things?
My two favorite towns, because they're probably listening, are Hampshire and Burlington, of course. Nice. But no, I am blessed. I have great mayors, that I work with. They are very, 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 and I say this, forward thinking, that they think about today and they think about how we can make the community better for the next generations that come through. A lot of lawyers will complain about their clients. I don't have that option because I have the greatest clients in the world, and I truly believe that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Great people. Just great people. They really open-minded about how to work with government, and I have great administrators and clerks to be able to support these things. So you can't be luckier than I am. So I'm really happy about where
God
we're
bless
at.
you. Being here, we're in the city of Elgin, 6th largest city in the state of Illinois, as you well know. And, we've been very fortunate to be able to work with the city people as close as we do. Chief Anna Lally, who, by the way, was on this show today. She got the, what was the name of the award? Visionary Leadership Award.
Okay.
And couldn't go to a better person.
That's great.
I mean, she had a job for about 30 years, I think. Now,
wow.
Another year or so, she'll be on for 30 years.
Yeah.
Wow. But the programs that they have in this community and the outreach that they have within the community, it's amazing. It's that community policing, and then you mentioned two people, probably one of our favorites too. You're talking about Mary Kay and Mike Reed. And then you can't forget Guy Zambetti.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Or Zamboni, as Michael call him. And I talked to the mayor. He doesn't get offended when I say that. But they're great people. I mean, when I went to the Metro West meeting for the first time, and I'm watching all these mayors, some male, female, didn't matter. They're mayors, city managers, village presidents, whatever you want to call them. They all got along, and they're all working toward the same goal. And to benefit who? The residents, their constituents, I guess, would be when you run for office. But it was really impressive to see how close that they really do work together. Mm-hmm. So, hey, we got a phone caller. Let's see what we got here. Go ahead. You're on the line, WRMN. Who do we got?
Hello.
Is this Rita?
Yeah, it's me.
How are you, Rita?
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Good.
The question I have is, how many towns do you serve, and which ones are they? I want to see if my village is included.
I read them off already, Rita, and no, they do not have. He does not represent South Elgin right now.
Oh.
He'd be a good guy to represent, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but how? I mean, I'm one little person that's. How do you get them to listen to you to have somebody like him?
Well, I guess you would go to a board meeting and say, hey, I got this guy that would be a good city prosecutor, but they may have somebody good right now. I don't know who the city prosecutor is or who their village attorney is, and he could be a good guy, and Jim may even know the guy.
I don't know who it is off the top of my head. I could look into it, Rita.
But you may even know him without even knowing him.
Absolutely.
And so it's attorneys work good together, believe it or not, and they all pretty much play nice in the sandbox. They don't cross each other's areas. If the ones that Jim has right now, and maybe other attorneys say, oh, I know this one or that one. Once they realize that someone's in that position and doing a good job, because I happen to know that he is doing a good job by listening to the mayors at the Metro West meeting in these towns. A lot of them were at those meetings. Why would they want to change? You know what I mean, Rita? So it's the same thing like with South Elgin. If they have a good person representing, that's all you should be happy about, the fact that you have good representation and that there is no problems. Now, if problems are occurring, then you'd want to go to the board meeting and voice your opinion. Make sense?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Not goodbye? All right. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks for calling, Rita. Have a great day.
Bye, honey.
Bye. Yeah, that's Rita. She calls pretty regular.
What a nice lady. What a very, very nice lady.
That was a pretty good question from her.
Great question.
Why doesn't she have it? So, listen, I know you have to go. We're going to take a quick break, but, anybody who needs any services whatsoever, I put it on the board. I'm going to put it on again. James M. Vasili, if you're looking it up online. And if you want to reach his website, it's jmvchicagolaw.com. You want to reach Jim direct, it's James at jmvchicagolaw.com. Very simple, great man. I think you'd love to meet him. Good to know him. If you get in any kind of trouble, give him a try. Anything you'd like to say in closing before we take our break?
Hi to everybody who's out there. Hi to my mom. I always say hi to my mom when I'm on.
Nice
my kid's sister and her husband, and they just had a baby Jack. So hi, baby Jack.
Hey,
and,
congratulations.
Thank you. And then obviously my wife Maureen and little Jacob, my son. So hi, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well.
Very good. Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this. Oh, you did it.
Political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for A Political Talk Show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, A Political Talk Show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. but some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
Hey, we're back. Right here, Dino's Night Out. WRMN 1410. Broadcasting right here out of Studio 14, which happens to be 14 Douglas, which happens to be part of our call letters, 1410. And I am sitting with here in the studio with my guy, Matt. How you doing, Matt? Everything going good?
I am doing great.
Beautiful.
I am enjoying this day. It's a little overcast. It doesn't stop me. It shouldn't stop you, especially if you're listening to Dino's Night Out.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have some neat entertainment coming up.
Should be good.
Should I tell everybody that guy Thin Lizzy's coming? Oh, I said it.
Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
There's the bell.
Ricky Warwick is his real name.
Yeah.
And he's been with a lot of different groups, and he's going to have some good stuff to talk about.
Awesome.
But he's going to be coming at the second hour, at the, 3 o'clock hour.
There you go.
He'll be with us for at least for about a half hour or so. I think he's performing at the Arcana Theater tonight.
That's fun.
This past week, he was over at Newman's, and I think he had a couple other different performances. But, what we'll do is we'll go back, do some of the other different shows that are around. We kind of rushed it in the beginning, but we do thank Ron Onesti from the Arcana Theater, oshows.com. And let's go through, how about we go through a couple of these here. Matt, what do you think?
Nice.
We rushed through these earlier, so we're just going to show you again. This coming Friday, The Fix live in concert. And they're also going to have a special guest of a Jill Sobel. So they're a good band.
I like that picture.
Isn't that
with
kind
the
of a
bridge?
neat one with the bridge like that? I like that myself. I don't know where that bridge is, but
It's somewhere nice, it looks like.
could be over troubled waters. You never
Right.
know.
Who knows?
All right, and then we have over here, what do we got? We have, this is also at the Arcada, and this is on Saturday, the D26th, Petra. And this, I guess, was a Christian band, Christian group, and they just become more contemporary.
Okay. It's interesting lettering there.
For some reason, we're at the bottom of the hour already.
Yeah, it flew by fast.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, it flew by
fast. Oh, my God. I can't believe that. I was wondering, so where's that music coming from?
It's like, come on, the music's getting ready. The music's like, I want to sing Dino's Night Out. I can't wait any longer.
Well, all right, folks, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that commercial break like we're supposed to, and we'll be back in just a little bit, and we're going to finish up all the different shows that are in the Fox River Valley area. You're listening to WRMN, Dino's Night Out, right over here, 1410 a.m., and hopefully you're even watching on the YouTube. That's real easy to get. If you're just listening, you go to youtube.com/WRMN Radio. All right, we'll catch you on the other side, and talk to you soon.
WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Potential candidates from both parties are stepping forward now that Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says he won't run for re-election next year. Durbin is the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
Illinois Congressman Darren LaHood is reportedly seriously considering a run for the seat, and Republican insiders are behind it. The Sun-Times reports LaHood also has about $5.8 million in campaign funds. And with his national fundraising potential, name recognition, and Trump endorsement, he's likely a strong candidate. On the Democratic side, Congresswoman Robin Kelly from the 2nd District says she'll be making an announcement next week about her plans for the future. If she decides to run, she'll join Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who's already said she'll run.
Durbin has served in Congress for 44 years. Dozens of dolphins and other sea animals have washed ashore along Southern California beaches, sparking concern and confusion among residents and visitors. News Nation's Kimberly Chang reports.
A harmful algal bloom along the Southern California coast has led to the illness and death of thousands of marine animals and birds, including dolphins, whales, and sea lions. Some necropsies have been done on whales, and the cause of death was confirmed to be domoic acid, a neurotoxin caused by the algae. Experts believe the toxins are eaten by fish and affect the food chain. Experts are also concerned because many sea lions were pregnant.
The LA wildfires could also be to blame. Nutrients and toxins from the ash and rain runoff are washing into the ocean, providing nutrients for the algae bloom. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green. You're listening to the new home of the Chicago White Sox here in the Fox River Valley, WRMN.
Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a strong chance of showers and thunderstorms. High near 61, with temperatures falling to around 58. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, isolated rain showers before 7 p.m. and a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 52 degrees with light rain. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Hey, I knew everybody would come back. Thanks for being here to Dino's Night Out, which you have me here on Fridays 2 to 4. We have Tammy's Night Out from Monday through Thursday, and I needed the relief guy, so I says, okay, let's give that a try. So I didn't want to be alone. I dragged my guy Matt along with me. Say, hey, Matt.
You're not dragging me along at all.
Hope you're having a good time.
I always have a great time on WRMN.
There you go. You know what? This is really great. We talk about it all the time. We tell people how it's, a lot of people say, oh, what is this, your personal clubhouse? What are you guys, just, your own little personal private radio? No, that's not what this is. Sometimes, yeah, it is kind of a clubhouse, but you're welcome to this clubhouse. We're located on 14 Douglas. Anytime you want to take a tour, anytime you want to hop on the radio and you want to say hi to somebody, come on down. We'd love to have you on here. That's what we do over here, talk radio, like we are. We're talking now.
It's your local radio, community radio station, so we want everyone to come on here. It would be great.
And anybody that would like to call in, please do so, 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. That is our studio line. You can send a text, but I'm not so good at watching those so good. But give it a try. 505-926-1410. I know we have a lot of people on YouTube that just signed in. And that's a good thing because at the second hour, at the top, right, it'll be 3 o'clock at that point, we're going to have Ricky Warwick. And most people know him from Thin Lizzy. And he's got some great songs. Boys Are Back in Town.
Oh, I know that one.
Was the real big hit. If you saw the promo that I did earlier about the Boys Are Back in Town. He's a gentleman. He's from Ireland, I believe, too.
Warwick.
So, yeah, quite a guy.
Warwick.
Yeah, nice. Let's get that Irish, rugged, handsome look, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nice guy. And he's a real good guy from what I understand. Sue got to know him pretty good. She's been talking to him. So they should be they'll be arriving here at or about 3 o'clock, and we'll have them at least for about a half hour. And I'm really happy with the way the show has been evolving, that we're getting more and more live performances in here. Whether it be an acoustic guitar, whether we have, everybody set up with their amps, because we've had them every which way already. I mean, we've had some great acts in here. And we're just really happy about that. I couldn't be prouder of the shape that the show has taken. You hear us do a lot of different things with Illinois Broadcasting Association. We do a lot of work. Dennis happens to be a teacher over there. Usually, when you can't do the job, you become a teacher. Well, this is different with Dennis. And this is not, trying to, put flowers under him and the rose petals at his feet. But he not only knows how to do the job, but he can teach the job as well. Mm-hmm. And we all try to take his lead on some of the tips. We've been making a lot of different changes. Now they're changes. Before they were modifications. Well, the modifications were to show respect for what was here before. Now we're changing sometimes the things that we did that we thought, well, maybe we got to change it to a different way because it didn't go quite the way we wanted it to. But overall, I don't think I couldn't be happier.
Same here.
How about it, Matt?
Yeah, same here. Exactly.
I mean, we've been getting some wonderful comments on a daily basis. I get good comments, and we do get some negative ones. I still get a few people wanting to know where that radio shopping club show, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
They want to know where that's at. And only because, again, I want everybody to know I'm the monster. I'm the guy that stopped it. I'll take the responsibility. But it was for good reason. And the reason I'm bringing it up, I had 2 calls this week. You got to bring it back. You show me a business plan that it's going to work for our partners, and that happens to be the restaurant or we have these different, where you walk through with the flowers. What's that place?
I walk through with the flowers.
With the little tickets we were looking at today. Botanical gardens and stuff like that.
Oh, Anderson Gardens, yes.
Anderson Gardens. So, we have places like that, and we have different things of that nature that we don't mind sharing. We don't mind giving those types of things out. Now what we do, we'll still help people advertise because we've been getting great advertisers in. But now when they give us stuff, we just give them right back out. What was that, Strawberry Farm?
Strawberry Fest is one. We've got a Little America amusement park in Marshall, Wisconsin.
Do we have any tickets for that?
We do.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We have 2 of them?
Oh, yeah.
If somebody wants to call right now, 847-931-1410, the first one to call the line, we're going to give you 2 of those tickets. Amanda will explain the tickets. We'll tell them what they're all about.
So from my memory of it, $26.95 value. It's a gold pass, a gold season pass that you can get. It's for 1 day gold pass to Little America Amusement Park. Now, that's an amusement park. It's of a bygone era. It's from the, it's like that 1950s, 60s classical amusement park, and it's in Marshall, Wisconsin. So it is a little bit of a road trip, but if it's definitely worth it to you, it's definitely a good place to go to. They've got that old-fashioned roller coasters. What's also really cool, too, about this place is you can actually bring your own food in. So they've got picnic tables there. You can just bring in your food, and you're set for the day.
Very family orientated.
Yes.
That's exactly what it's set up for. And you know what? Sometimes it's nice. Get into the car. And tell everybody, hey, look, put those little video games down, put the phones in the back pocket of the seat, and let's have a nice conversation for that hour and a half drive, and just have some family time. Yep. So, these are tickets we've got. We've got 2 of them that we're going to give away to the first caller, 847-931-1410. All the way until we're off today. Somebody wants to call in and get those tickets. They're here for you. But these are the type of things we're trying to do. We're trying to make it a value. We had different restaurants, and we had restaurants that weren't happy with the system. Some of the clients that were purchasing these coupons, it wasn't, the fair value that they felt. So I says, well, until we could refine it, you've got so many other different places like Groupons and everything else out there. I said, well, let's just put it on a hold until we could do it the right way.
I think what we're doing now is we're making so many more waves because we have shifted from that focus into other things that are community related, right? So we have people who come on the air. We have interviews. We talk about the news. We talk about things happening locally. And I think that that's really important. We've expanded on, of course, being on YouTube and doing streaming and having podcasts. So that's a way, of course, that we can get the word around, like I said, make even bigger waves, but especially stay that focus in the community as well, because we have such a strong community and we want to make sure that businesses and organizations get the recognition that they deserve and know that this is your local radio station here too. So we love taking any suggestions, but that was something that we were that we had decided to do because we felt that it had run its course in the way that it did, and I think that we're moving on to a lot of really, really big things here too, and we're excited for you to be on the journey with us.
Yeah, and that community is the Fox River Valley community. It's not just we're located in Elgin. We say this all the time, and we get a lot of support and a lot of good people through Elgin. But this is the Fox River Valley, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to open it up just for every single person. Like today, the real reason why Matt's here is I'm beat. I'm going to be honest with you. I got out of here late because we had that football pick thing. All of us were here.
That was great. Yeah.
Wasn't that neat?
Uh-huh.
So, and I don't like sports.
I don't either. That, right? I learned so much, though.
Yeah, but isn't that something?
Yeah.
We have a team, our sports team. Marcus Mack is our director. We had Kevin came up with a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
He says, you know what? I want to do this the football pick thing. And it turned out to great. Mike Napolitano was here.
Derek?
And then the one, Derek. Yep. I said, what did I call him?
You said Kevin.
Kevin, I'm sorry. I don't know why I had Kevin on my mind. But Derek, put things together to get it rolling. Said, hey, what do you guys think about doing this at nighttime? I love it. I'd love to have local broadcasting 24 hours a day if we can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things what we're trying to do by working with the schools. We've talked to, what is it?
Illinois Media School?
No, the UB, what's the school out here? Something 46?
U46.
U46.
District U46.
I wanted to put a B in there, UB46, for some reason. But U46, we talked to a gentleman over there, and we had a great conversation, and we welcomed them. Hey, let the students come here. They could be interns. They could learn during the daytime. They could shadow people. You had a couple of people for the last 2 days shadowing you, Matt.
Yeah, I had.
I think you put her on the air today.
Q was on. Her name is Q. She was on the air with us today. We talked about National DNA Day. She gave us some facts, and we kind of bounced off each other there, and she had a wonderful time.
She got a lot of talent, and they learn this talent from these schools. Again, we're lucky. We got an educator right here. We got Dennis that teaches us. Not only he's the engineer, my partner in the business over here knows how to plug all these wires in here, but beyond that, he knows how to coach people so that we're saying things the right way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I mean, that's what it's all about. Very, very fortunate. And we got a phone call. So hold on. Hey, you're on WRMN. Who do we got on the phone?
Are you in Louise now? Are you in there? Hi, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Looks like you won some tickets.
I got glasses. Wesley, say hi. I see you on TV, Grandpa.
How you doing, Wesley?
Now?
Yeah. I can't see you, but you can see me. That's great.
Say I love you. I love you.
I love you too, honey.
Okay.
All right, Christina, we'll put these on the side for you.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Wesley. No, that's great. There again, that's community broadcasting. This is what this is all about. You know, a lot of the acts that come on here, I happen to know a lot of them, a lot of friends of ours. And I tell you what, even if we don't know them, right after their first song, they tell us how comfortable they feel in our studio, how comfortable that our staff makes them feel getting prepped to come into the show. And that's a nice feeling. I'm really happy with that. So that speaks volumes. But yeah, as I was getting to, I'm a little hoarse. I'm a little tired because we had the sports thing last night. And then Dennis and I got up real early and we went out to Burlington. And we were part of sending off Ernie Jackson Jr. And Ernie lives out in the Burlington town. He was a village trustee out there for several years. He worked for different railroads, Union Pacific, CNW, TTX. But he was just an overall great guy. And he was served proudly in the Army in the Vietnam War. So we talked about this even before when Jim was here. You know, the Vietnam veterans were not welcomed home with any ticker tapes like all the other wars, no pats on the backs. You know, they were called baby killers. They were called all these nasty things when all they did was served at the orders, if that be the word, of the President of the United States and the Congress and the Senate and everybody. That's what the soldiers do. When they declare war, you should be happy that we have soldiers that are protecting us. They are the ones that have protected and given us all the rights. They're the ones that give us the rights of free speech, your religious choice. I mean, everything that we do is because of the soldier. The soldier is the one that fights for all these rights. You got all these legislators that sit behind a nice desk and they flip a switch, yes or no, for certain laws to go through. But the heroes of the world is our military. And I say that from my heart. Also a member of the Knights of Columbus, the 4th degree, which is the, patriotic arm of the organization. And it doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or not. I'm not pushing that down no one's throat. It's the fact that we show the proper respect and the honor to our military people, you know, during wartime. So these Vietnam veterans, I think, were treated pretty terribly. You know, they'd come home, they'd get off the buses, there'd be bottles and rotten tomatoes and all types of stuff being hurled at them like they're the ones that declared the war. All they were doing was out there, you know, in that inclement weather, in terrible situations, in jungles. I mean, how many guys with that Agent Orange was from that as well? I mean, there's a lot of military personnel and our brothers and sisters that served out there. You know, it wasn't just men and women served in this war. So I'm glad that this gentleman got to go on an honor flight and they take him down. I don't know the whole process, but he gets to go to D.C. They take him to all the different monuments. They fly him there, they fly him back, and they give him a little bit of royalty type treatment that I think they should. So today we were in Burlington. Mary Kay had called us up and said, hey, and she's the mayor, town president, but she's a mayor to us for Burlington. She says, hey, this is what we're doing. So they had the fire trucks out, the police cars out. They went and picked up the gentleman, Ernie Jackson Jr., from his home to escort him to get ready to take his flight. So his son, because you could bring an escort along, his son and Ernie were able to board a plane. And right now, I would believe they're in D.C. by now, and hopefully they're getting the treatment that should have been given to them in the beginning. So that's my soapbox on that. I have a high regard for the military. My father served in the Navy. Dennis, my partner, served during wartime in the Navy. His nickname around here is Sonar. Why? Because he was on a submarine and he worked at sonar machine. So yeah, that wasn't a hard one to figure out, right? So it's what we do here, you know. We want to get that stuff out. So we attempted to do a live stream, and we did, for the most part, we got out and we did it. But our presence there and him knowing that we were there, and we were right by 2 cellular towers that were conflicting with our signal. So we didn't get the whole thing as clear as we would have wanted it. But you know what? It's not about here in WRMN. It was about showing the respect and the honor to Ernie Jackson Jr., who served in the Army and went on to that flight. So that's the soapbox. Anything you want to add today? I don't think you can add much more to that.
I don't really think so. I think you covered all the bases there.
Yeah, and I mean that. I really do. I mean, that's very near and dear to my heart. When Jim Vasili was here, another gentleman who's from that area, we were talking about it then, and Jim feels the same way. He's not only a city prosecutor, but city attorney for, God, over a dozen towns, western suburbs, as well as he goes up to Morton Grove as well. So we have a vast amount of people around here that come onto this station, and we like to just enlighten everybody with what's going on, let people know what's happening. That's what this show is really all about. It's normally an entertainment show, but we're just trying to, I just tell you like it is, kill a little time until we get, Ricky over here, Ricky Warwick. I'm calling him Ricky Warwick like I know the guy. I mean, but, he has that feeling when you watch him, and I've seen him be introduced to everybody here at the studio. He's that kind of a guy. So we look forward to talking with him. So we're going to take a fast break, and it's going to get to the top of the hour within minutes. So you know what? We won't. Let's just talk right through.
We'll talk right through it.
I think we could do that.
Absolutely.
So Sue's over here, too. Sue, why don't you could hop on the mic, say hello to everybody, because you're going to be helping us with our interview. Let me turn on your microphone over here. Okay. And I'll put you to camera 1 and 2.
Hey, it's not a... Oh, I'm not on.
There you are.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, you are.
Hello. Hi, instead of a double dose of David, you got a double dose of me today. Told you I was going to go home and get glammed up. I got stuff to do.
You always look lovely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very nice. So this should be fun.
It is going to be fun. I'm excited. Oh, my gosh, my phone. I'm sorry. I thought I turned it off. So my phone did an update. Marky and I was talking about this morning, and so did his, and it just screwed everything up.
That's always how it seems to go with the phones. So
it says it's off, but it's not. Whoa, hey.
We have other guests inside the studio. They can't hear me.
Oh, very
so,
nice.
Sue, tell us about what's going to happen.
Mr. Ricky Warwick, the lead singer of Thin Lizzy, Black Storm Riders, and he's got a new album coming out, so he's going to come in and he's going to talk about some music and fun stuff like that, and then he's going to play a song. I know he's got a Hard Out by 3:30 because he's at the Arcada tonight.
Yeah, I know he's playing.
So he's going to be Hard Out. But anybody's got any questions for him, think about it now, and you might have an opportunity to call in. I can't promise how much we'll be blubbering and blabbering because that's what I do best.
He was at Newman's though first before Arcada.
He was at Newman's Wednesday night, and it was a really great show. It's just super cool to see like a superstar like that. 5 feet away from you is so personable. Let everybody take pictures, all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh yes,
so
it should be good time. Good times. For
absolutely.
Sure.
Look at, we are getting big name talent.
I do like
we
that.
had Tom Skilling. Oh, we always have Mike Reed. He's a big name.
Mike Reed is a real big name with us. Mike's our guy.
Yeah.
We had Jim Vasili in here just a little while ago.
Oh, Jimmy Vasili was here?
Yes, he was.
I love Jimmy Vasili. He's such a good guy. Smart,
See, everybody, she calls him Jimmy. I call him Jim. He's got James on the business card.
Yeah.
So it's whatever you're comfortable with and whatever he lets you call him. That's his name.
Oh, hey, Hector. Yeah, I'm back. Hello.
Hey, in the comments, you got Brendan.
Yeah. Hector was on this morning, keeping us company.
Always love it. Hector, all of the listeners out there that keep us company.
We have the best.
We sure do.
The absolute best. And we're just gaining more and more and more. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're at 1,200. We're at 1,200 listeners.
I think we're over 1,200.
Yeah, I think we're over 12. We
What
hit
you
the
see
12.
on the screen doesn't really depict when you do the analytics. That is what show me. So we have more than what shows up on the actual.
So we could have 1 million and we just don't know it?
Well, I don't think we're quite to 1 million.
All right. We're coming for you, Jan. We're coming for you, Jan.
That's exactly it. So did you have any time with are you Ricky? Is it Ricky or Mr. Warwick?
Ricky Warwick is what he goes by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a little bit of time with him before,
Yeah,
right?
I've known of him, and we've met like 8 years ago. He played at another bar that I worked at in Genoa.
Nice.
And then when he comes into town, I think he comes like once a year and does a little circuit. So it should be good.
Yeah.
He should be here any minute.
Yeah,
so what were you guys chatting about before I got here? Anything good?
God, I was doing anything I can just to stay awake from being up so early.
You were up
in Burlington.
really early.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be up like dancing, maybe like shaking your groove thing.
There was no shaking.
No, it was all shook out this morning.
Oh, my legs! I was just lucky to be able to walk in. So we're doing good.
Yeah, you got a long day.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Happy to do it.
And can I just say, I love your tie.
Oh, thank you.
I know.
like that. It's a Lego tie.
Oh, it is Legos.
I love it. That's so cool.
You're always so dapper.
Yeah, we try to dress up. You got to, you know what I mean? You guys could just roll out and look good. Me, I got to dress up to look good.
Not this morning. This morning, I'm like, I'm going for a hoodie and comfort because then I got to go home and get glammed.
There you are.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier, to answer your question, we were talking about just the different things that are going on Fox River Valley, like we always do. They have the Fix. That's going to be at the Arcata tonight.
Oh.
Anything like that?
Oh, they're at the Arcata tonight?
Yes, they are, along with Jimmy
8?
Sobel. You have Ricky's going to be at the Ravioli,
Yeah.
Rockin' Ravioli Room.
I didn't even know there was a Rockin' Ravioli room till today.
There's multiple venues.
I've not been there. We're going to have to take the show on the road.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things Ron has talked about, putting us out there so that we can, do a few live
Very
broadcasts
cool.
from there. And then Saturday, they're going to have a great one, Petra, which used to be like a Christian, not used to be, I guess they still are.
Oh, okay.
But they're doing more contemporary type music.
Oh, very cool.
We always show a little comedy in there. Comedy Vault has Brooks Whelan, and he's originally from Iowa, I guess, where he attended University of Iowa. In 2015, he released his debut album, This Is Cool, right? I guess it is.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Which hit #1 on the iTunes chart and was included on Pace Magazine's 10 Best Comedy Albums of 2015.
Fantastic.
2 shows, Friday and Saturday, 7 and 9:30. That's a 21 and over type of crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Our good friends are right around the corner over at the Martini Room. They're going to be having live music Fridays. Infunctionists, they're going to be there. So guess what? It's that time.
Oh, I've never heard this.
You never heard this?
No.
Okay. Well, we're at the top of the hour. So hopefully by the time we come back, everybody, we're going to have Ricky Warwick.
Fingers crossed.
Right on the radio. And if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see him there as well. All right, everybody, hang tight. We'll be back in just a few short moments after these messages.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town. So come on and listen now.
A loved one owns a gun, and for a while now, you've been concerned about their behavior. They're just not acting like themselves. They've been distant, they've been unpredictable, they've been lashing out. They've been saying things that make you worried they might harm themselves or friends or family. Or you're worried this loved one might hurt you. Maybe they recently threatened someone with their gun. You know something needs to be done, and you wish more than anything you could hit pause on this situation. Well, here in Illinois, you can, with a firearm restraining order. In extreme cases, this order temporarily prevents a person in crisis from having a firearm, giving them time to heal before they do something dangerous or even deadly. If you are worried about a loved one in crisis who has access to a firearm, learn more about firearm restraining orders at illinois.gov/pause to heal. A public service announcement brought to you by the Illinois Department of Public Health, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Potential candidates from both parties are stepping forward now that Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says he won't run for re-election next year. Durbin is the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
Illinois Congressman Darren LaHood is reportedly seriously considering a run for the seat, and Republican insiders are behind it. The Sun-Times reports LaHood also has about $5.8 million in campaign funds. And with his national fundraising potential, name recognition, and Trump endorsement, he's likely a strong candidate. On the Democratic side, Congresswoman Robin Kelly from the 2nd District says she'll be making an announcement next week about her plans for the future. If she decides to run, she'll join Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who's already said she'll run.
Durbin has served in Congress for 44 years. Dozens of dolphins and other sea animals have washed ashore along Southern California beaches, sparking concern and confusion among residents and visitors. News Nation's Kimberly Chang reports.
A harmful algal bloom along the Southern California coast has led to the illness and death of thousands of marine animals and birds, including dolphins, whales, and sea lions. Some necropsies have been done on whales, and the cause of death was confirmed to be domoic acid, a neurotoxin caused by the algae. Experts believe the toxins are eaten by fish and affect the food chain. Experts are also concerned because many sea lions were pregnant.
The LA wildfires could also be to blame. Nutrients and toxins from the ash and rain runoff are washing into the ocean, providing nutrients for the algae bloom. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green. You're listening to the new home of the Chicago White Sox here in the Fox River Valley, WRMN.
Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Crudan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzi. Robert Cremo III will spend the rest of his life behind bars after receiving 7 consecutive life sentences for the deadly rampage at the Highland Park Parade on July 4th, 2022. Survivors and families expressed grief at the outcome while making clear that justice cannot erase the trauma or restore the lives lost. Elgin police responded to the 1100 block of Dundee Avenue on April 23rd just after 7 p.m. following reports of a dispute involving a firearm. Authorities say the incident began as a traffic disagreement between 2 adult males that escalated into a physical confrontation. During the altercation, a firearm was discharged, but no one was injured or shot. Elgin Police Chief Anna Lally has been awarded the Distinguished Axon Visionary Leadership Award, a national honor recognizing law enforcement leaders who prioritize innovation and community engagement. Chief Lally received the accolade at Axon's National Conference in Phoenix for her efforts in steering the department through challenging times while championing compassionate and transparent policing. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Crudan.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What was that? That is Business Phone Bliss with the UMA Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. UMA has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Nice. Find your business comm at uma.com/radio.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a strong chance of showers and thunderstorms. High near 61, with temperatures falling to around 58. Gusty winds up to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, isolated rain showers before 7 p.m. and a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 52 degrees with light rain. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding a unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
Hey, we are back to Dino's Night Out right here, WRMN 1410. You guys know when I cut my own song short, when I cut this music short that you guys all know I love so well, that's for something really important. I'm going to show you what's here really important. We have in the studio right now Ricky Warwick.
Hey.
And you know him from Thin Lizzy. I guess what most people would remember him from. So say hello to everybody, Rick.
Hey, everybody. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
And a double dose of me today, so
Yeah, we got
so
Susie
glad that
too.
you guys came in.
Well, you know, it's a pleasure. It's great to be here. Always love coming back to Illinois to play, and I'm having a good time. I've been well looked after.
Where is home base?
Well, it's kind of complicated at the minute. It's been Los Angeles for the last 20 years, but recently we just bought a place back in Northern Ireland, just outside Belfast, where I'm from originally. So we're renovating the place back there. So we're going backwards and forwards. It's a long way to go to renovate a place, but the idea is,
Can't
I think,
just grab a couple 2x4s and go.
You know, I think within the next sort of couple of years, we'll go back to Northern Ireland full time.
Oh, very
The call
nice.
of home has always been there. You know?
Very nice.
You got to go home where the heart is. Is that where the heart is?
Well, you know, it's where the family is.
Yeah, but
And
that's where the
I have
heart
a big
is.
family, and
Yeah.
everybody's getting a bit older. And you know, America's been really good to me, and I love this country. But I just, I want to go back home. And
And you don't want to lose the accent. You got to get back home so you can.
this accent opens doors for me.
I bet it does.
It's actually, don't mean my wife. It certainly wasn't my looks. It was my accent. I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. no.
And LA's getting a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, yeah, he's always crazy, but I loved it, and I still do love it, and it's been really good to me, Sue, for the last 20 years. But
Good.
you know, it's just it's time to move out the city.
Yeah. So tell us about your music. So what is coming up for you?
Well,
I know you don't have a lot. You're here
people-
for a good time, not a long time.
As they say in Ireland, yes. You know, I sang for Thin Lizzy. I'm lead singer in a band called Black Star Riders, that people might know me from that as well. I also have another band called The Almighty, which not so big in the States, but over in Europe, we do really well. But I just put a new solo record out called Blood Ties, which is available right now. It was produced by Keith Nelson. People will know Keith Nelson. He used to be in the band Buckcherry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Keith and I worked on the record, and I got some great special guests on there. I got Billy Duffy from The Cult playing guitar on there. I got Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke on there. And I got the wonderful, amazing Lita Ford doing a duet with me on that.
You got Lita Ford? That's
Lita on there. And you can check
amazing.
the video. The video with Lita's up on YouTube.
How many
The
tracks?
songs- yeah, just a song called Don't Leave Me in the Dark.
Okay.
We shot a video for it down in Phoenix, and it was just wonderful working with Lita.
Oh, my God. How many tracks are on the album?
There's 10, I think, and then there's the bonus. There's always a bonus issue with got an extra track.
She's still got that strong voice too.
She's amazing. I mean,
Isn't
she
she
looks
something?
fantastic. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
she and she's the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, she's hardcore. We shot a video in a boxing gym in downtown Phoenix. It was 115 degrees, no AC. She didn't complain once. And she had the full leathers on, and she looked great, and she was invested in it. And I can't say enough good things about Lita. She's just fantastic. What an honor to work with her, you know.
Do you know, I think the number one duet, like forever and ever, was her and Ozzy.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that is the number one all-time duet.
There was nobody better than
But now
them
we're
two
going to make
together.
yours the number one duet.
I hope so. That would be nice.
You and Lita, we'll get you right up top.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Now, you're short on time, so I'm not going to give you the bum's
okay.
rush.
We've got a bit of time.
But I want to make sure that, people get an opportunity to hear this great music that you're going to play for us. So if you'd like to hop into your song right away, it's up to you.
We're going to play.
And we can talk a little bit after as well, whatever you like.
This song from the new record, Blood Ties, this is the track one, side one, for all the vinyl junkies out there. A song called Angels of Desolation.
All right.
So you think I've had enough? I think you're gonna know when I've had enough. So buy me another, watch me drown all my sorrows for living in the tears of this town. Oh, I'm on the road to wreck and ruin. Oh, I'm on the path to self-destruct. Whoa, I'm on the way to sweet oblivion. Let the angels of desolation come down and lift me up. I've got no skin in this game. Blood ties ain't supposed to be ball and chains. The prophets of doom and the barroom kings are gloating. If this is the company I'm in, then I'd rather be lonely. Oh, I'm on the road to wreck and ruin. Oh, I'm on the path to self-destruct. Oh, I'm on the way to sweet oblivion. Let the angels of desolation come down and lift me up. This is heaven, I don't wanna be holy. This is hell, I don't wanna be sorry. Remorseful clouds overtake me and break upon my head. Life is worse than useless when you're living in dread. Oh, I'm on the road to wreck and ruin. Oh, I'm on the path to self-destruct. Oh, I'm on the way to sweet oblivion. Let the angels of desolation come down and lift me up. Let the angels of desolation come down and lift me up. So you think I've had enough?
How about that?
Damn, that was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What was that line?
awesome.
If this is hell, I don't want to be holy.
If this is hell, I don't want to be
Amen.
holy. If this is heaven, I don't want to be sorry.
Oh, Absolutely. That's
Oh
my new two
God.
favorite sayings.
Thank you very much.
That was really,
absolutely
really
wonderful.
good.
Thanks, guys.
What's your favorite song on the new album?
You know, it changes from week to week. I'm digging playing this one right now. Funnily enough, there's another song on the record, the one with Charlie Starr on it, called Rise and Grind. And I'm really digging that. And obviously the one with Lita.
Yeah, yeah. Well, how could you not?
Right?
She's Lita Ford.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I can't. I got to see that one. I got to.
Yeah,
see
please check it out.
We will.
I'm going to.
She's fabulous.
I'm
on it.
absolutely.
So now when you're done here today, you're going to the Arcada. You're doing a show
Tonight, the
tonight.
Arcada at the Legend Stage, which is, as you guys know, a great place to play. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. And then we're in Rascals in Moline tomorrow.
Oh, heading down to Moline.
Heading down to Moline.
Did Ben rope you into that one?
Well, I've done that place a few times, and it's a good spot. I love
We
it.
know Ben, his good friend Ben, who helps bring him out here. He does a lot, or came
He
from
puts it all
Moline.
together, yeah.
Yeah. You guys, how did you even meet Ben?
I met when we were out with Thin Lizzy, Damon Johnson, the guitar player in Thin Lizzy. Ben was a friend of
Yeah, you
Damon's.
had Damon out in Genoa.
Yeah, Damon's been out.
You
yeah.
let me
And
play tambourine with you. Highlight of my life.
Damon's a great guy, and I met Ben through Damon.
Nice. Very cool. So then when you're done in Illinois, where you headed next?
I'm heading back to Los Angeles. I have a little bit of time off. I got a couple of shows in LA, and then I'll be in the States probably till the end of June, and heading back over to UK.
Okay.
And the picture that's up there now, that's the crew.
That's quite an old picture. That's the very first lineup of Thin Lizzy when Scott Gorham reformed the band. So that's from about 2011.
Yeah. How about there?
That's Black Star Riders.
That is Black Star Riders.
Yeah. Look at those hands. Look at my hair, man. Look at me with long hair.
I would say you had long hair.
I thought I was old back then. And there you go.
Let's not talk old.
That's
I got
right
you
here.
all
That's
beat.
right here, right now.
So you
got
thought,
you all
you
beat.
thought it was the accent, and it was the hair all along.
It was the hair, yeah. Mixture of both.
Where's your very favorite place to play? Like one of your favorite
Right here,
places
right
ever?
now.
Okay, right
we
now.
love this.
Because
No.
if this is hell, I don't want to be holy.
You know, hometown gigs. So Belfast, of course, is always
Yeah.
special. And then I spent my mother's side of the family is Scottish, so I moved to Scotland when I was 15. So Glasgow in Scotland.
Okay.
So those are the two sort of hometown gigs for me. I mean, I just love to play. I mean, the great thing about being able to do this for as long as I have, I've been everywhere, and I've been to so many cool countries and so many cool places, and met so many wonderful people. It's hard to sort of just go, well, that's the one place.
Yeah. I did an event last night, and one of the mayors, and I so apologize, I asked her where she was from, meaning what town here, but she had a very thick accent. I said, where are you from? She said, the UK. And I said, yeah, we got a fellow UKer out here. And when I told her who you were, she's like, he's out here? Like, what is he doing in Hampshire? Like, she just thought that was so funny. She's like, really? I go, yeah, he's been out here a few times. So, yeah. So you're a little popular.
I've been really blessed that the UK and Europe, it's big, and we play to thousands of people, and it's great. Not that many people, for whatever reason, never really happen from me. I've got great pockets of people that are into my music, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
But as mainstream, know a lot of people still go, Ricky who, and
music
but I don't
now
care,
counts.
I just want to get out and play, and it doesn't matter if that's, 50 people in a small room or 50,000 people at a festival. It doesn't matter.
Music now kind of sucks.
Well, it's not, I think,
It's not the
that
music it was.
computers and stuff are to blame for a lot of it. It's so easy now to make music, and everything is digital, and I think the old analog way is still the way to go, because that's just the real vibe of recording.
I could be auto-tuned and sound like a Disney princess.
Exactly,
But we know better.
There's just too many ways to cheat now,
Yeah. Yeah. I never thought you'd go into some rap. I mean, you've got enough bands. Like, do a little rap.
I think I would lose all my fans if I started doing
So you're playing obviously an acoustic Gretsch. Is that just because where you are here? Because I see you have something electric in your hand over there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just doing acoustic solo shows, but when I'm playing with the bands, I'm playing full electric.
Do you prefer electric?
I love both. I love making
Yeah?
a racket. There's nothing better than plugging a Les Paul into a Marshall amp and blowing the roof off a place. But I'm quite equally as happy just sitting down with this and strumming along.
Yeah, and with the amount of fame and the amount of gigs you've been involved with and bands you've been involved with, just the person you are is really neat.
Oh, thank you.
I got to tell you.
Thank you. You can thank my father for that. He was,
well, there you go.
He was very adamant that you keep your feet on the ground and you're respectful, and so he drilled that into me.
You seem pretty humble.
Yeah, I mean, you stopped at our station before you're going to your main gig, and how cool is that? You're playing in Hampshire, and then where's he going after here? What'd you say?
The Arcada.
No, Belden.
Moline. Yeah.
I mean, here you are. And do you like the intimate side? What do you like better? You
I
like
love
the
it. I
bigger
love
or
meeting
smaller?
people. I love like I said, the smaller places are great. I just love to play.
You just like to perform.
Yeah.
It's just in you.
Yeah.
You can see it. You can see it's just in you. You sat down in 2 seconds. I watch you tune a little bit. You're ready to go.
I've been dreaming of doing this since I was 13, 14 years old, and that feeling is still with me. I still get as excited.
How about the inspiration? I ask everybody, what made you want to get into this? Either the singing part of it or the musical instrument part.
You know, it was
what was your inspiration?
Growing up with the radio that we had in Europe, and then I know I ended up being in the band for a little while, but Thin Lizzy and Phil, the original singer, and Thin Lizzy were. If you were an Irish kid, that was the soundtrack of your youth in the 70s and 80s. So that was, and they were massive on a global scale. So, but they were ours, they were from Ireland. So if they can do it, maybe we can do it, and it gave us all hope. So Thin Lizzy were a big inspiration, and then even like Springsteen, bands like Motorhead, some of the heavier bands, but a lot of the singer-songwriters, like I said, Springsteen, Dylan, all that kind of stuff as well.
It's amazing. Yeah. Totally amazing. I just can't thank you enough for coming here.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
You got time for one more song? Can you play?
I can do one more song, yeah.
It's
We'll get one more.
3:20. I was told you got a hard out.
Do you have time or not? It's up to you.
I can do the leader song without the leader singing it.
Perfect.
I'm going to have to sing the whole thing. Is that
What you gotta
okay?
do.
Yeah.
Play a little bit for us. I just can't get enough of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I never played by the rules. You couldn't understand. Our love's a losing game. We never have the chance. We put it all together, let it fall apart. I left you in the light. Don't leave me in the dark. When you're too tired to fight, you don't care who said you're wrong. You've given everything, you still end up alone. It's like a knife in the back, a dagger through your heart. I left you in the light, don't leave me in the dark. Like a roller coaster, we go up and down and round and round. They think it's all over, well, it's well and truly over now. I guess I'll see you around. Like a roller coaster, we go up and down and round. They think it's all over, well, it's well and truly over now. I guess you're leaving town. We put it all together, watch it fall apart. I left you in the light, I left you in the light. Left you in the light. Don't leave me in the dark. Don't leave me in the dark. Don't leave me in the dark. Don't leave me in the dark.
Very, very nice.
Excellent job. Hey,
Love that.
we're gonna put
It's
the
a lot
phone
nicer
call.
when leaders on it.
Hey, we'll take it either way.
You mind I put a phone call on, then we'll let you get out the door. I know you got to be out of here.
You got to.
Hey, you're on WRMN. Who do we got on the phone?
Yeah, it's Cleveland Dennis. I just want to say I saw Ricky the other night over at the Newman's Corners. I was live and up close. He was fortunate enough. He was accommodating. We got a picture, my granddaughter and myself. And it's pretty dynamic when you get to see it up close like I did.
Isn't that something? I mean, what a performer,
Thank you.
isn't he?
Is this my friend Cleveland?
Yeah. No, it was, I was there for about 2 hours, and you can't beat the price to get in that night, I'll tell you. But,
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, it was really good, and I kind of remember the 70s. Things slowed down for me a bit, and yeah, with Thin Lizzy and all.
Yeah, well, I remember.
No.
Well, I remember talking to you and your granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great to see you guys.
Quite accommodating, all things considered, that you're there performing, and it just was, for me personally, it was pretty dynamic.
Thank you, sir.
very kindly.
I really appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis.
All I got, guys. Enjoy
right.
it, and good luck. You're playing tonight, right? At
At Arcata, yes, sir.
Arcata, yeah.
Yep.
Been there many times. Okay, maybe I'll show up.
Please do. Come along.
Getting in the back door. Okay, very good.
We'll sneak you in.
All right.
Bye, Cleveland.
Bye, Cleveland.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. You know what? Again, we cannot thank you enough for everything. Bringing you in over here like that, keeping you for the extra song, that extra little time. We really appreciate it. We're going to get
Not a problem.
right
Thank
to
you
the
so
bottom
much.
of the hour pretty quick, but I think I'm about 3 more minutes. So I could just put a shout, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is this, because you got to get going. We don't want to miss you.
Yeah, I do, unfortunately.
So, folks, we're going to go to a break, and then it's going to go right to the bottom of the hour. So, hey, stay tuned. Catch us right after the news and the weather at the bottom of the hour. We just had Ricky Warwick in our station playing live. If that's not enough to make you tune in to our show, there ain't nothing going to make you tune in.
We're hitting the big time.
Big time all the way through. Nothing but a gentleman. His humility, the fact that he recognizes where he gets his style from right away. First thing out, well, that was my father who taught me that. I give you a lot of credit for that.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
And going back home pretty soon. So if you get a chance to see him over here in the States, now's the time to do it.
Get out to the Arcata tonight. I'm sure
Get
there's
out to the
probably a few
Arcata for
Yeah, there's a
sure.
few tickets left.
Get
Yeah,
out
come
to
on down.
Moline.
Not many.
I think they're sold out. If not, so make sure you call Arcata Theater. All right, everybody. We'll be back after these short messages. Ricky, thank you very much. Anything you want to say to anybody?
Just thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show. Thank
What's
you,
your
everybody.
website like so people can just follow you?
RickyWarwick.com. On all social media, Instagram, Facebook, X, all that stuff, you'll find me.
And that's where you can find the new album is on YouTube?
You can find it, well, the new album, you can go to RickyWarwick.com. There'll be a link that'll take you to where you'll be able to get hold of it.
Where am I
And
gonna
it's on
catch-
Spotify and all the usual streaming.
Where am I going to catch that Lita Ford clip?
The Lita Ford clip is up on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, just Don't Leave Me in the Dark is the name of the song. Ricky
All right.
Warwick, Lita Ford.
Done deal. All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Folks, we'll be back right after these messages.
It was so fun and so good. That first song was
totally awesome.
Mics are on. Mics are on.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Cintas. Senator Dick Durbin's decision not to seek re-election in 2026, triggering a flurry of activity among Illinois Democrats. Multiple prominent elected office holders, including U.S. Representatives Rajna Krishnamurthy, Robin Kelly, and Lauren Underwood, as well as Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, are ramping up campaigns, while Treasurer Michael Frericks and Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis are also considering runs. The Cook County Sheriff's Office is pushing for new information in the disappearance of 16-year-old Kiana Galvin, who went missing back in 2021 from her home in East Elgin. If you have any information, contact the Missing Persons Unit at the Cook County Sheriff's Office. Naperville Park District has secured $785,000 in grant money from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency to install a permeable paver parking lot at the Ron Ori Community Garden Plots. The funding comes through the IEPA's Green Infrastructure Grant Opportunities Initiative, aiming to reduce stormwater runoff and help prevent local flooding. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Curdan.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a strong chance of showers and thunderstorms. High near 61, with temperatures falling to around 58. Tonight, mostly cloudy with isolated rain showers before 7 p.m. and a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 53 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
Hey, we are back. WRMN 1410, right here live. Studio 14, Douglas Avenue, 14 Douglas. How about that guy? Ricky Warwick, everybody, was just played live in this studio right here. How about that?
He's such a great human being.
Oh, my God.
Just so humble and so normal. Like, you don't think he's a superstar who has traveled and toured all over the world. Like,
That's amazing.
things that we can't even imagine. He just sits down like, hey, Al, how you doing?
Talking to us like he's known us for 100
Yeah.
years. Isn't that just something? And I'm telling you, every act that we have had here, you know, from Ricklet, you name it, we had, please, one better than the other. And just the way they come in and the way they act and their humility, and I keep saying that, I think that's what makes these individuals the stars that they are.
Yeah.
He took the time out of his day to stop at our station before he went over to the Arcada where he'll be playing today. So I think that speaks, volumes.
He could have gone anywhere else. He could have gone to grab a beer before going, and he decided to come here at WRMN. That's awesome.
I like that.
Yep.
See, folks, this is what we got for you a whole lot more coming.
We have another musical act coming May 9th.
Yeah, you said you had a little surprise one. So.
Nick Sanzeri. He is a solo artist that has the bass machine. He plays bass and the sound machine is behind him, and he is high energy and so much fun. Like, he is definitely a good time. So I talked to him. He gave me some dates. I actually mentioned to you that I had a date picked out. So we checked. Yeah. So May 9th, and it's Nick Sanzeri, and you will not be disappointed. He is just such a good time. He does everything from like Bruno Mars to like the Eagles to his whole repertoire is fantastic.
I love it.
Versatility. I mean, in today's industry, I think that's what it is either the personality or versatility. You have to have one or the other in order to make it in today's world, because I think the people are wanting the old style of music. You know, we were talking about that once before. I think you're going to start seeing, I don't want to call them discotheques, but I think you're going to start seeing music come back where people are going to actually have contact with each other. Instead of this, I've got nothing against rap. I've got nothing against a lot of these songs, but man, the lyrics alone, I can't imagine. Oh, this is where I met your mother. We were listening to, some all kinds of explicit lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that it had to be Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, I think we are turning that corner a little bit to give it back to a little more balance.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's no romantic music anymore.
Where's that at?
I mean, country is trying. There are some artists that make some songs that you could play at a wedding. But in the big picture of things, you look back, there's really, unless you're listening to like EDM or super pop, I mean, there's nothing to slow dance to. There's nothing like to vibe to. There's nothing to be like, in the car, let's hold hands and listen to the music and drive with the windows down. I mean, it's just not like that anymore. And it's kind of sad. I miss those days. Don't you miss like making out in the car, to some good tunes? I mean, I'm just being honest.
And I'm telling you, I'm showing you these pictures here now for everybody. And here's a guy that can transition. He's got the electric guitar going. He's rocking out. You can see him right there. He's into that song, whatever the song is there. And then there's the picture, pretty much how he came in here today, but he's still banged out that song. And the one was his own creation from his new album.
Yeah, both of them.
Awesome.
Yeah, both were.
Yeah, they were both
I thought
originals.
The first one. Okay.
Yeah.
So well, of course he's got the talent. Look how long he's been doing this. Look at the different groups he's been with. But you just see, again, the two pictures that shows what the man is. His show stage, his show act, his show face, and then his real face.
And he's fine. He is fine.
Isn't he? Yeah,
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to admit he is. Handsome looking guy. Nice dialogue. I mean, knows how to speak. And boy, oh boy, can he sing.
Oh, with that accent, he could have read a cereal box.
Yeah, right.
And we all would have been like, okay. Sorry, I'm fangirling a little bit. But yeah, he could have read the cereal box and been like, okay, that's great. Keep talking.
And he'll be at the Arcada Theater tonight, everybody. And we all know where the Arcada Theater is. Arcada, which is 105 East Main Street, St. Charles. Oshows.com if you want to see if there's any tickets available. And there's a lot of musical acts going on at the same time. You got Studio 64, which is more of that music I'm talking about, like your dance music. You got, I think, Rockin' Ravioli. A couple good joints. Nice places within the Arcada. Main stage, they're going to have tonight The Fix with that Jill Sobel, who's going to be there as well. And then tomorrow's going to be that Petra. So, a lot to offer. There's a lot of entertainment out there. I got to go back to Ricky Warwick. What an act. What a gentleman. I can't imagine a performance he's going to put. This was 2 songs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine listening to him for a full performance?
You just got the preview.
Yeah. And at Newman's, he did Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy, and he did The Boys Are Back in Town as well.
Oh, neat.
And he just rocked out to those. Everybody loved it.
That's his songs. That's his music.
You got to love what you do, and you can see the passion in his voice, his face, his movement, everything. And that's so important, too. Because we're so used to having, kind of that, kind of instant gratification of like, it kind of goes into like the music side of things, but also I would say into, I feel like I feel like now people are wanting to be more in the moment and present. I feel like I'm starting to notice that more now, which I think it's great that that's happening now, that we've got, of course, like the preview of him coming on here, and then people are looking forward to anticipating going to the show tonight rather than it's just, I'm just going to watch it on screen and that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's starting to come back now, and that's good.
Well, part of our vision, Dennis and I, is having 16, which would probably end up being Studio 16. Or the, community center, whatever you want to call it. But our plan is there will be a stage there, nice little elevated, like what we did here to the broadcast room, so that acts like Ricky could come here, do 2-3 songs, show people what's coming up, and then boom, they'll be at the Arcade or they'll be at the other different venues. So this is what we're trying to put together. We're almost there. We're getting there, and we need more support. So, hey, subscribe. Keep subscribing, folks. That's not going to make us our money, but it puts us in good standing. That's what that's all about. A lot of people say, oh, why should I subscribe for you? You're going to make all that money. You're right. We're going to make all of about maybe $4.22 at the end of a month. It's not about the money. It's about showing that we have listeners and showing that people have interest in our radio station.
If you like what you hear, just like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. That's
no
all
matter
it is for
whose
you to
show,
do.
because we have such diverse shows on this station. We're
That was
like
the idea.
Yeah, we
That's
are
by
like
design.
we're like a flea market.
Yeah,
you can find almost anything.
I love that you say that. We're like a flea
I
market.
don't mean that in a bad way. I mean,
Yeah, it's
seriously,
good.
in the morning, you've got, we're kind of funny sometimes. And then you come in and you've got a ton of community events and you're so much fun to talk to. And you've got,
he's got his moments.
and then talk time with Tammy.
Oh, is she good with the
that's
ladies?
a whole different.
Oh, my God.
That's a blast. And then even Sonar with his apolitical talk show, you've got people who really want that and want to listen. And he makes it fun and interesting. When he was on with me in the morning and we started talking, and he whipped the Constitution out of his back pocket. I was like, this man is really serious about his apolitical talk show, which just shows commitment, passion. He's passionate about these things. And so, it's the whole station.
You've been going through your Rolodex. You've been going through the different people. You're managing 2 different bars, bars, lounges. I don't know what you want to call them.
They're bars.
They're bars. And they're homey. And they're not pickup joints. They're family places.
Yeah, they're absolutely.
And you've got some nice acts in these places. So, we have a whole lot more coming. And we did. This is all by design. We're trying to reach everybody's palate, so to speak. Okay? Not to take off from palate to palate.
Yeah.
That's going to happen
we're a great team. I'm so blessed to have been brought into this. And I have felt welcome from the first time I was on back in
you were filling
July.
in for Tammy.
But and then fill in for Tammy in December. And I look at the station and there's just so much that goes on. And, if you guys watch and you listen, tell your friends, because there's just so much going on here. And, like I say it with Marky, go next door, borrow your neighbor's phone. And while you're on it, like and subscribe. They don't need to know.
No.
But then they'll get some notifications and go, what is this? I need to listen. So, but there is something for everyone on this station. And I'm just so proud to be a part of it.
Glad to have you with us. And anybody who wants to call in, 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. That's the house number. And we can put you on the air. Any questions you have, anything you want to ask. So I'm going to put that out there. We're going to take a quick short break. And we'll be back right after these messages.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income, and it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get annuity do's and don'ts for baby boomers and the annuity rate report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Looking to set sail on your dream vacation? Cruises International has you covered. Specializing in land and sea getaways, they're here to make your vacation unforgettable. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, they offer personalized service with a global network of specialists to ensure your trip is tailor-made just for you. Call today at 800-255-7447 to speak with a cruise and vacation expert. And don't miss Travel Tuesdays on WRMN AM 1410 every first Tuesday of the month from 11 to 12 p.m. on Out to Lunch. That's Cruises International. Your vacation, your way.
The Moose Lodge 799 in Elgin is a place to connect with family, friends, and your community. Moose Lodge 799 is conveniently located at 925 South McLean Boulevard, and they offer fun family activities, exciting community service projects, and live entertainment on the weekends. At Moose Lodge 799, you'll find a place to relax, make new friends, and be part of something bigger, like supporting the kids of Mooseheart. Doors at Moose Lodge 799 open at 2 p.m. Tuesday through Friday and at 11 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Join a welcoming group of members who share a passion for good times and giving back. Call 847-741-0799. That's 847-741-0799 for more information or stop by and see what they are all about. Moose Lodge 799 in Elgin, where family, friends, and community are always invited to join.
Hey, we're back. Tito's Night Out, WRMN 1410 you've been listening to. You've been entertained by one of the bigs in the industry. Ricky Warwick was just here. You know him from Thin Lizzy, you know him from several other different bands. But what an act, what a performance, and what a real down-to-earth gentleman this man is. So humble, and so good with his music. Oh my God. I can't wait to see that Lita Ford thing. Yeah. Because Lita Ford was always one of my favorites. But, yeah, thanks, man. But it's quite a show, guys. How about it?
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, he was on for a half hour, and it made up a good portion of our show over here.
Yeah, he had to go do a sound check, get everything ready for tonight at the Arcada. So,
well,
but hey, 30 minutes was better than no minutes, and he was good.
I'm glad
he
we
was
got him.
very good.
Yeah, things are taking nice shape over here. But, yeah. Well, so what do you got coming up for next week, Susie? You know anybody that you got coming in?
Monday for our Small Business Spotlight, I have my friend Rob, who runs the Hampshire Pet Resort and Spa in Hampshire. It is a phenomenal place to board your dog. It is a phenomenal place to take your dog for daycare. I know we're kind of a little far, but I'm telling you, boarding there, the staff is amazing. The facility is amazing. They know their dogs. They get to know your dogs. When I first was bringing my rescue dog, I usually take her once a week, maybe twice. I was very scared to leave her because she was just not, it's not that she was bad with other dogs. She just didn't like dogs in her face. She was abused. She was a puppy mill breeder. And I remember the first day I took her there, I was so nervous. We did a meet and greet, and, you know, I said one of her quirks is if a dog is in her face too much, she'll do the Elvis lip. And then she'll do that. Rah, 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 rah. She won't really bite or attack, but she just, and they were like, yep, okay, great. So the first day she was there, they kept her up front, like in the office with her for quite a bit, and they'd bring her back for a while and back and forth until she was comfortable. And there was one day, probably maybe the third day she was there, you know, she was getting a little, they could tell she wasn't comfortable. So they brought her in and put her in like a quiet room for a little bit and let her decompress. And now it's like, all I got to do is say, you want to go daycare? And she loses her mind. So, you know, and he's had dogs that I believe he's done the Frisbee, you know, events. So he'll be able to talk a lot about dogs, behaviors. And if you're looking for a place to board your dog, absolutely, highly, 110% recommend. So it'll be fun talking to him. And let's see what else we got going next week. I think that's it for now, but that doesn't mean that we're going to have Mike Reed, MR2. I think he's going to try to. I talked to him last night, and he was going to figure out what day works best for him, and he'll get back in touch with me. So we'll get him in. I don't know, Matt, you want to come in and sit with us one morning?
I would love to, yes.
Come in and sit with us.
I'd love to.
So,
That'd be great.
And, you know, then all the usual suspects and, you know, the heavenly haiku and the bad joke of the day and all the other fun stuff we do.
I love it.
Keep you on your toes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Leave you smiling before you have to go to work.
Yep.
Matt, what do you got going on for the weekend? Anything?
For next week, I am having, his name is Leandre Lee, and he's the owner of a company called Clean King in Elgin. And he's a part of the Elgin Area Chamber of Commerce. I've been working with Carol Gieske on getting some EAC chamber member businesses on the air to give them that recognition, and it should be good. He's very excited. He was going to be on today. He was supposed to, but then he wasn't able to make it in, so we rescheduled for Monday. So that's going to be nice. It should be fun.
And then this coming Monday, the Greater Elgin
Food for Greater Elgin, yeah.
Yeah, Food for Greater Elgin. They've got their pallet to pallet going on at 5 o'clock.
5:30 to 8:30.
What is that?
So it's all. So what it is, it's basically it's a fundraiser event called Pallet to Pallet, and they've been having it for, I believe it's been 11 years now. And what they do is they bring local businesses, and it's a culinary experience. So for $75, and you can still get your tickets, you can try out all these different foods. So there's Mediterranean food, there's Japanese food, there's Italian food. There's a whole different list of foods that people can try out, drinks, and come together as a community, talk with people, and it's for a great cause, Food for Greater Elgin, to help people.
Now, when is this?
It's coming up on Monday, April 28th.
Okay. And what time?
It's from 5:30 to 8. It's at the Heritage Ballroom at the Edward Shock Centers of Elgin.
Okay. Do you have to pre-purchase tickets, or can you get them at the door? Like what?
So it is
this idea.
Yeah. So it's a pre-purchase tickets. If you go to the website, foodforgreaterelgin.org, the main thing that they've got on their page is called Pallet to Pallet, and then you can actually purchase those tickets online, and you're set and ready to go.
And I think they are extending it through today.
They're extending it through to today. Yep.
Right.
So you still have time, because it originally was, the deadline was April 21st, and then they extended it.
And I told them keep it a little bit longer because we had them on twice.
Yeah.
And she's great, wasn't she?
Emily is awesome.
Emily's great.
Yep. So
yeah, this sounds like a great event.
Yeah.
And a good cause.
Andres is the director over there, and they've got 7 full-time employees, and what they do over there is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
The amount of families that they feed, and the way that they do it, the dignity that they give the folks, it's really something. And then Saturday, over at the in Schaumburg, what's that, Chandler's? You know, there's a golf course and the restaurant, Chandler's.
Yeah, Chandler's.
I'll be doing Stepping Stones Foundation of Hope, which is ssfoh.org. And what that is, it's a Uganda, Africa. We're trying to raise some funds for them. And a lot of people say, well, geez, there's all these people out here to help. What do you want to help them for? Well, I help the people here too. But in Uganda, what you're able to do, and it's through that St. Raphael Church, you're giving not only hope, but you're giving opportunities of education to these children that would never, ever have that opportunity. So it's really going to be a nice thing. It's going to be like a little auction there, and it's going to be quite a production.
Wow, it sounds like it. And I think people take for granted, we live in the United States.
Yeah.
We have access to anything we want, 24/7. There's nobody starving to death in the United States. There might be people going a little hungry, but there's nobody starving to death. In countries like Uganda, you know, they're not as rich like us. There's nothing.
You know what? I said it a million times. Anybody who's either without a job or without a place to stay, go get yourself a bucket. Go get one of those washing wands and a squeegee. And you could walk up and down any business district and say, hey, you know, yeah, maybe $10 is really cheap, but, you know, $10 would be lunch. And then you get another place for $10 and then another place for $10. And maybe you only get 4 or 5 of them in one day and you had to walk to get them. But there's opportunity if you wanted work. There's always opportunity.
Yeah.
People
and countries like that don't have it.
What windows are you going to wash? They don't have windows.
Yeah. There's very little opportunity.
So it's we take a lot for granted, but I'm glad that you know, it's a good cause and we got a lot of people getting behind it. So ssfoh.org. Anybody interested, check it out. And what's the website for the?
It's foodforgreaterelgin.org.
There you go. And then what's going on at Newman's? You got anything happen over there?
Not this weekend. Our Queen of Hearts draw tomorrow at 3:00. I'll do it live on Facebook. You can still get tickets all the way up until like $2.59. We'll let you get tickets too. And it's $5 a ticket. Our pot is at $51.51. So if the Queen is drawn, you get half of that. If any other Queen is drawn, none have been drawn yet, it's 5%. And then any other card is $50.
Excellent.
So, you know, a lot of places, what they'll do to grow their pots faster is once both jokers are pulled, they shut it down and then start over, which is great for them. But we're a very small venue, and we have people that come in every week and give us their hard-earned money, whether it's $5, whether it's $25. So we let it roll because I don't want someone to draw the second joker and then be like, wah, 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 we're starting over. So no matter what, you're going to walk away. If your ticket is drawn, you're going to walk away with something. And that's just the way we like to do it because the size of our, you know, I know the, where do they do it?
The American Legion?
Yeah, the Legion, I know theirs goes faster. Their tickets are, the Commander, that's what I couldn't think of. You know, their tickets are $10. Theirs goes a little different and their pot gets bigger. I don't know if they restart, but, you know, it's just what you prefer.
Yeah.
And
everybody
I know their
does
pot's
things a
getting
little
up there.
different. What's going to work? Yeah. So you still have the happy hours that we have posted?
Oh, yeah,
over
happy
there?
hour Monday through Friday.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. Nice. And today we have, let's see, Captain Morgan for $4. Bud Light and Coors, or Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors, Banquet Coors are $2. $3 Jack Fire and Fireball shots. So yeah, free pool all night. So if you feel like shooting pool, head out to Newman's. It's free all night.
We still got 2 more of those tickets, right, man?
We sure do.
Tell them about the tickets, because there was someone that called in, and this is when Ricky was playing. See, I'm calling him Ricky like he's my best friend.
He's kind of our best friend.
When Ricky was playing.
He called me Sue. I was like, I mean, he knows that's my name. But I was like, oh, goodness, he said Sue. Totally keeping my fangirl in check.
But if you call, that's 847-931-1410. Please call back. We did give 2 away already, but we have 2 more ready to go. Tell them about the tickets.
Yes, it's Little America Amusement Park in Marshall, Wisconsin. It's a gold wrist. It's not an actual gold wristband, but it qualifies as a gold wristband for the whole day. And it's they call it a theme park from a bygone era. So they've got classical 1950s roller coasters. You can actually bring your packed lunch into there.
What?
Into the actual amusement park. They've got picnic benches. Like, it's very old-fashioned. It's really cool. So
that is very cool.
Yep. So,
where's that at?
It's in Marshall, Wisconsin.
Marshall, okay.
Yep.
We're hearing our music.
You know what that means?
That means that we're almost out of here.
We are.
I got like another 30 seconds I can talk and sing. But I do want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Thank you very much. Ricky, if you're listening to us, thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for letting me come back. Double dose of soup.
Yeah.
Love it.
And we also had Jim Vasili. I call him Jim.
Yeah.
You call him Jimmy.
Jimmy Vasili.
James on his business card. But everybody who makes this show possible, thank you very much. We're so glad to be here and so glad to be able to give this presentation to you each and every Friday, 2 to 4, Dino's Night Out. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Chef Gennard, TV host and restaurateur. My grandparents harvested their land to sell food and share this overflowing bounty with our community. Grandma said, for every yam we pick, we give one away. In the world they cultivated, I love preparing and eating dinner with my family on Sundays. When our resources changed, food assistance programs sustained us. They gave me fuel to start my first culinary business at 16 years old, and inspiration to donate the extra food in my community. Through my life, I've developed an appetite to work with others to ensure everyone has access to the nutritious food we need to thrive. Together, we can help end hunger. Come on, join the movement with Feeding America by volunteering, donating, and advocating. Learn more at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 4 o'clock.
WRMN News. Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Potential candidates from both parties are stepping forward now that Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says he won't run for re-election next year. Durbin is the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
Illinois Congressman Darren LaHood is reportedly seriously considering a run for the seat, and Republican insiders are behind it. The Sun-Times reports LaHood also has about $5.8 million in campaign funds. And with his national fundraising potential, name recognition, and Trump endorsement, he's likely a strong candidate. On the Democratic side, Congresswoman Robin Kelly from the 2nd District says she'll be making an announcement next week about her plans for the future. If she decides to run, she'll join Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who's already said she'll run.
Durbin has served in Congress for 44 years. Dozens of dolphins and other sea animals have washed ashore along Southern California beaches, sparking concern and confusion among residents and visitors. News Nation's Kimberly Chang reports.
A harmful algal bloom along the Southern California coast has led to the illness and death of thousands of marine animals and birds, including dolphins, whales, and sea lions. Some necropsies have been done on whales, and the cause of death was confirmed to be domoic acid, a neurotoxin caused by the algae. Experts believe the toxins are eaten by fish and affect the food chain. Experts are also concerned because many sea lions were pregnant.
The LA wildfires could also be to blame. Nutrients and toxins from the ash and rain runoff are washing into the ocean, providing nutrients for the algae bloom. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green. You're listening to the new home of the Chicago White Sox here in the Fox River Valley, WRMN. Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
This is AP News.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
This is Alan Walters reporting the Elgin News from April 25th, 1925. Trip from New Orleans and stolen auto halted by Elgin police. Elgin police captured 2 automobile thieves early this morning as the men were slumbering in a stolen Ford sedan in a slough near Villa Street and on the outskirts of the city. The confessed auto thieves had driven the car into the slough in the hope of avoiding arrest and catching lost sleep. Frank Wewitzer, city plumbing inspector, first reported to police that he could see the top of an automobile from the windows of his residence. His suspicion was aroused by view of the fact that this is an out-of-the-way place to park a car. Police Lieutenant Louis Freeman and Detective Charles Struckman investigated and placed the pair under arrest. After a severe grilling, the young men confessed to the theft, saying, "We were bumming our way north from New Orleans and took the automobile at Gary, Indiana, substituting other license plates which we stole from another car later." One man informed authorities that he is a deserting seaman, having left a schooner at New Orleans on April 3rd. Neither man possessed a penny. Police found a rubber tube which the auto thieves intended using in stealing gasoline by siphoning from the tanks of other automobiles. Both men will be held for Gary police.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You can also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly cloudy with a strong chance of showers and thunderstorms. High near 61, with temperatures falling to around 58. Tonight, mostly cloudy with isolated rain showers before 7 p.m. and a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 53 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
What's the best way to get rid of a timeshare that you don't want? Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline. We're a group of attorneys that help customers legally exit their timeshares. It's an easy process. We guarantee results or you pay nothing. Exit your timeshare today. Call now.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
Bender Dental Care, located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Bender Dental wants everyone to be informed, appreciated, and cared for at all times. To prove it, they now offer a new patient exam for just $29. That includes consult, x-ray, exam, and cleaning. Let Bender Dental help you have healthy teeth and gums for a lifetime. Located at 217 North McLean Boulevard in Elgin. Visit benderdentalcare.com.
Hello, my fellow Americans, and good day to our friends around the world. You've been waiting all week for it, and here it is, Free Speech Friday, here on WRMN's Apolitical Talk Show. It's not just me here. This is the day that we make sure we bring somebody else to kind of liven up the place and make sure that I don't just wave and wag my finger at just you, audience. We can do it at the guests as well. Those guests that are joining me today are part of the usual suspects, and that is, of course, Elliot Serrano and David Tease. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
I just realized we're color coordinated.
Yeah, it's Blue
What
Day.
happened there? What happened? Wait, have you gone blue, David?
No,
Wow.
It's Blue Friday.
Being around me, huh? What an influence.
I guess we're changing jerseys today, but that's okay.
There you go. So you got to love Trump today, and I got to love Biden.
Oh,
there you go.
It's okay. One day we'll play opposite day.
Ooh,
I'll
like
make
that.
you guys say something nice about the other
I've
team.
done that. I've done that. I can do that, but you got to pay me better. That's right. When you're in marketing, folks, I'll get you. I'll say things nice, but you got to pay me.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Dance, monkey.
That's
Make
it.
him wear a Trump "Make America Great Again" hat. I got some.
I've actually redesigned those hats. I can't get over how it's just the red hat, and it's been like the same red hat for like 10 years.
Red
now.
hat, white letters is all you need.
I know. And I mean, you could say it's the brand, so to speak, but there's so much associated with it that kind of like throws people off. And remember, I said this. I thought those dark MAGA hats, for what they was worth, were kind of cool looking. Well, see, that's taking the brand to the next level.
I saw a Doge hat, a black Doge hat today, this morning.
Those are kind of
out in the wild, like not just on like a Facebook trying to get me to buy stuff.
Yeah. So the problem though is that the red and white "Make America Great" hats have too much of a connotation with them. So you got to get away from that if you want to make the brand appeal more.
That's the perfect segue to what I wanted to bring up first. Is they have been spotted out there in the world, in the wild, Trump 2028s. They're out there.
I write fan fiction too.
Now, is that exactly what this is? This is just a troll? This is just a thing? Or is this an ambition? Because we keep getting a lot of mixed messages, not just from the people who are opponents of it, but we get mixed messages from people that, pseudo support this thing. Is this a troll or is this a goal? Which way are we going with this, Mr. Tease?
I think it's a marketing strategy. Make as much money as you can. I mean, the girl that owns the Trump stores, I mean, she's going to be well off into Trump stuff for quite a long time. And if you ever gone to the store, it's a really cool
With
store.
the Let's Go Brandon stores, right?
Yeah.
Those have gone under is the problem. A lot of those Let's Go Brandon stores. Yeah. But the Trump brand, so to speak, to his point, I mean, talking about a third term, I mean, it feels more like trolling just to get people worked up, to get people, because you can't do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. But
we used to say that about due process too.
Well, yeah, but and mind you, that same thing, a lot of folks forget, that sort of same thing was happening on the left when Barack Obama was president. They was talking about a third term for him, although every time he was asked about it, he dismissed it. Yeah. But it was the left, or I don't know, it was like both sides trolling each other.
Is that the correct way to do it? Is the dismissal of look, you know what? America will be here long after me. I don't need to do it.
I don't know.
Or does it show weakness to turn around and be like, well, I should be king forever, but you know what? They'll probably let me go.
I don't know. Like I said, a couple of weeks ago, he served his duty. He did what he did, and it's time to retire. Go play golf. Yeah. I mean, we loved it.
He's playing golf now.
Not as much as he should be, okay?
Please. The more golf he plays, the better.
Well, from what I heard, he doesn't need the practice. He wins all of the tournaments. Yeah. He doesn't need the practice. Should this Trump 28 just have a JR next to it?
That is a good point.
Because the bench is not so deep anywhere.
It's not going to be Vance.
Does not matter if it's on the red side or the blue side. There are some shallow benches. They have not been trying to farm the next leadership. I think that's the problem with putting a strong man or strong woman position up there with it instead of, no, this is what we do as a party, and it doesn't matter the person that's in. And I think kind of missing that message may be what they've done. But who's next?
You brought up a very good point because Trump Jr. and he's got a lot of family members. There could be a Trump in office for quite a long time. So, yeah, he's got an army of Trumps.
Oh, my God. Can I move to Canada?
That's a lot.
How many Trumps? Addicts is Canada.
You'd get through 3 Trumps before you were already looking to go? Or
The thing with Don Jr., he just does not have it. He does not have the same, appeal. I mean, he doesn't. He just does not project the same as Donald does. Plus, he doesn't have the brand background. He doesn't have 20 years of The Apprentice behind him. He doesn't have how many different books talking about how he's a great businessman and all that. Again, it's the brand awareness. Don Jr. probably could, I say what he could do is once Dad's out of office, Don Jr. becomes like the next Rupert Murdoch. Have a media empire that focuses on, the right and that sort of thing, which is what they wanted to do when Trump ran in 2016. They weren't expecting to win. It was all a setup so that they could do Trump TV. And then he wins the presidency, and what Trump TV kind of had to go by the wayside because then you couldn't have your own television station and run for president. This time, probably could.
Yeah, you probably could. You could then, but it was against norms, right? We hear this thing of against norms. It's not normal to do these things. How much of our political system is just good faith approach, right? is yes, could I probably go around and, I don't know, hurt some of your yard signs? Yeah, if you catch me doing whatever, but at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm sorry I fell over. I could have come up with 6 or 7 other ways to knock out yard signs. But is this the gamesmanship that we've now entered into with this of like, yeah, but it doesn't say in the rules I'm not supposed to do that? Is this the new level of politics that we've got?
Well, if you look at it, every president in the past has, after they're done with their presidency, writes a book, has a library, does speakies for billions of dollars at campus universities. So I would say it's like a game and a marketing strategy, because once you're done being president, you still got money coming in.
I mean, the problem the first time was that Trump was spending all that time in court. So he needed that second presidency to deal with all the legal stuff. So,
and that second income.
Yeah. So once he's out, he's clear. He's like free and clear of everything. He can go on and do as Mr. T says. You know, do your speaking engagements, do this, do another television show, be the head of your media empire, and go on from there. But to the point, though, again, saying, what is it? Is this the norms or how we are? I've said this again and again. On a national level, it's turned into WWE. It's, it's all performative. It's all theater. It's all, like a lot of these folks who say that crazy stuff up on the national level, they don't really consider what effects it has when it trickles down on the local level. And here on the local level, you don't see that as much. Again, you see, there's some theater, but most of the time, again, like the recent elections here in Elgin, the elections throughout the state, they tend to be fairly respectful. There's not as much theater and histrionics as you see on the national level.
Well, as you bring up a very good point as theater, back when Biden was president, all of these people were not out protesting and, destroying things. And now all of a sudden it seems like they got them all back out. Hey, you're hired. Come back out here and start protesting and cause trouble. Like,
man, where do I get that paycheck? I will protest and wreck some stuff for that paycheck. Where is it? Where's that paycheck?
Got to call up Soros. They'll pay you. Soros will pay you.
Instead of protesting on the weekend, should they just get Biden flags and put them on their cars instead?
Oh, that's trolling right there.
Should they just get that? Like, I don't believe it. It came through. It's a lot of different things that are happening here and there out in the world. They want us to talk about, the YouTube chat wants us to talk about Liberation Day and some tariffs. We'll do that when we come back here on A Political Talk Show on WRMN 1410 AM.
If your idea of therapy involves a fishing rod, a tree stand, or a campfire, then you need American Outdoors Radio. Host John Cruz speaks your language, whether it's about the best lures, tracking game, or that one buddy who always forgets to bring the beer. John's got the tips to sharpen your aim, the hacks to pack lighter, and the stories to keep you entertained. Again, that's American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz. Saturdays at 7 a.m. on WRMN 1410. Or stream it at WRMN1410.com. Get ready to outfish, outhunt, and outcamp them all on American Outdoor Radio with John Cruz.
Join your co-hosts Mike Tooman and Paul Burvitt on our weekly radio hour, Chief Guard of the Republic, where we talk about all things national security, defense, personal security, safety, and dealing with law enforcement situations. Call in 847-931-1410. Ask us questions. We will get you answers. Every week, Saturday, noon to 1 on 1410 AM WRMN Elgin. Streaming on WRMN1410.com. Chat with us on WRMN's YouTube live channel.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My Grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my Grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to a political talk show on WRMN. It is starting to get a bit more theater, a bit more WWE up there in the federal politics. Just the other day, I heard Nancy Pelosi say, I'll see you on the floor, brother.
She's going to bring out the hammer.
Exactly.
I mean, literally a hammer.
I can see her walking with an 8-foot ladder. Across the Capitol building.
She challenges Mike Johnson to a ladder match.
I'll see you next Friday for the vote on bill number 143. On April 2nd, although they called it Liberation Day, President Trump announced sweeping tariffs, imposing a baseline of 10% tariffs on all imports, with higher rates for specific countries. While intended to bolster domestic manufacturing, these measures have sparked global trade tensions, market volatility, and bipartisan legislative pushback. The proposed Trade Revenue Act seeks to reassert congressional authority over trade decisions, challenging the executive expansion over tariffs powers. So what a lot of people are asking is, how have Liberation Day tariffs reshaped the U.S. policy? Have you guys already seen some of these changes in any of your day-to-day lives?
I feel much freer from my money in that I have very little of it now. That the cost of living is significantly higher, and that I didn't need any sort of, I am free of financial security. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. It's awesome. It's awesome.
That was so burdensome.
Yeah, it was. Wow. I'm free of that money in my 401k that I was counting on for retirement. It's like, now I'm just using it to pay for my groceries.
To be fair, that money was all make-believe to begin with.
It was like, it was just, it was a promise it was young Elliot's promise to old Elliot. And it's old Elliot, old Elliot's going to get to the bank, and he's going to see a little note in there from young Elliot saying, sorry, dude.
I owe you
freedom.
From your business, have you seen anything, Tease, from anything that you're restocking? Are you seeing people try to stock their own shelves now because that they think that the tariffs are going to be high, continuous?
I haven't seen a rush at any of the stores like Menards or Home Depot, but I did was announced that NIPCO PVC fittings, which are made in China, are going to go up 42%. So I don't know when that's going to actually take effect, probably in the next week or so, but I haven't seen anything really going up. Water heaters are still the same price in my industry. Copper, most of it's made in Mexico and Taiwan. So that's not really, but that's a market type of thing.
Yeah.
Copper is with the market. So basically, so far, I've only seen the PVC go up. I'm sure toilets will go up because Kohler is down, and Sterling products are made in China. They moved out to there.
Do you think that this is a waiting game? Do you think China turned around and said, you know what? Fine. We'll wait you out. We saw what you did during the pandemic. We saw what you did when the supply chains were low to begin with. We're just going to wait you out until you decide to lower these tariffs or not go. Because in true fashion, once again, we got tariffs were pushed to get something. They sat around and said, you know what? We're really not going to do that, or we're going to continue to do whatever we want to. And then tariffs were reduced. So again, it's another, I hate to call it the hashtag art of the deal that everybody keeps doing with it.
He didn't even write that book.
Well, ghostwriters count. Ghostwriters count. But that's where I'm sitting at it right now is if this is to bring manufacturing back, we're not going to see that for a couple of years, even if within the term. And if it's a negotiating tactic, we're not getting anything every time that we back down. It's our own mistakes that are kind of fighting us on this. And the people are still with him. Only 2%, according to a UMass Amherst and YouGov poll, only 2% say they regret their vote for Donald Trump. That's all it is. They found 74% of people who voted for Trump said they remain confident in their decision, and just 26% of voters said that they have, quote, some concerns. Now, this was, I would say, about a week and a half ago. So this is before we got some of these Supreme Court decisions and a couple other things that have happened over the last 10 days. But I think this is more to look at the economy side, which was one of the biggest things that he won on was the economy. And whether that statistically or otherwise, that is what the U.S. people, the pundits, and everyone else believe that Republicans do well with the economy.
I mean, here's the thing.
They talk about it enough.
Yeah, they talk about it enough. Here's the thing. Now, I heard a recent poll, I forget the source, that while President Trump's overall favorability score has dropped a few points, like he's below 48% now, something like that overall, his handling of the economy is at an all-time low, like at 38% for the economy, which was, again, what was everyone saying that he knows how to handle the economy. Now, to be fair, it's only like barely 100 days into his first term. So these sorts of things, this sort of strategy, it's not you're not going to get that quick fix like right away. And as you said, things like tariffs and such, that doesn't happen. That doesn't fix things overnight. It's not going to bring manufacturing back to the United States even in this year, let alone by the end of this term. It takes a good 8 to 10 years to turn the boat around and get more manufacturing established in the United States.
And where's robotics going to be in 8 to 10 years?
Oh, they're going to be doing that. We're going to be our jobs, these quote unquote jobs that we're getting are going to be the menial labor tasks. Again, putting the screws into the phones, so to speak.
Oil cans.
Yeah. So I would to the point that and I'm sorry. I will say President Trump, because I want to be respectful, but President Trump all week has been talking about how prices have dropped dramatically.
Yeah, I heard eggs dropped 90%.
90%.
Where did those eggs come from?
Everything's going down. The price of gas is going down. All this stuff is happening. And they're going, what? So that means that his team is hearing that people are unhappy with how things are going with the price of things. So it's like, well, then you got to get on there and start saying stuff.
Where are them eggs, Dean?
I don't. Not me.
The eggs that are 90%.
Hey, come on, make it the eggs.
I didn't punch no doggies.
So I mean, okay, we can.
I do want to say one thing. You're right. That manufacturing thing that everybody's talking about. I was really mad when we originally did it. And that was and Clinton was probably the most money-makingest president for anybody.
Yeah.
Okay? Democrat, too. So, and that's okay. But nonetheless, he allowed a lot of that to go out of here. Okay. So, but when they all went out of here, that's a problem. So, so we bring all the manufacturing back. The problem is, to my good friend Cuz over here, even if we bring back all those jobs, what type of jobs are we bringing back? When we used to have auto assembly lines, at least a person on the line grabbed that, what we want to call it, a socket, and put it down and screwed that little nut on there. You don't have that person there no more. Everything is automatic, robotic. So even bringing them back, are we going to save that much? I don't know. I mean, I like it.
If
being
they're going
here.
to go, if they're going to go robotics, why even move it to the United States to begin with? Robots don't care about whatever laws are happening in whatever side. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as we continue
I
the
got
show.
questions on it.
Yeah, let's keep going. We'll get into some manufacturing and get into some global economics here on Apolitical Talk Show. Stick around. News and weather at the bottom of the hour, starting now.
With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by VaxAssist.com. Naperville Park District has secured $785,000 in grant money from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency to install a permeable paver parking lot at the Ron Ori Community Garden Plots. The funding comes through the IEPA's Green Infrastructure Grant Opportunities Initiative, aiming to reduce stormwater runoff and help prevent local flooding. Senator Dick Durbin's decision not to seek re-election in 2026, triggering a flurry of activity among Illinois Democrats. Multiple prominent elected office holders, including U.S. Representatives Rajna Krishnamurthy, Robin Kelly, and Lauren Underwood, as well as Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, are ramping up campaigns, while Treasurer Michael Frericks and Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis are also considering runs. The Cook County Sheriff's Office is pushing for new information in the disappearance of 16-year-old Kiana Galvin, who went missing back in 2021 from her home in East Elgin. If you have any information, contact the Missing Persons Unit at the Cook County Sheriff's Office. With your 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, isolated rain showers with partly sunny skies and a high near 59. Breezy conditions with winds around 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 52 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? fishing? Go Wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Go Wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Welcome back to a political talk show here on WRMN. This is WRMN 1410 AM and WRMN1410.com. Simulcast on both of those places and your smart speaker. You didn't know that? It's playing on your smart speaker right now. Why don't you just check? Hey Google, play WRMN 1410. There you go. Now I just wanted to make sure it was still playing at your house. And make sure everything's going. Do you guys ever get hit with that, where somebody says that on a commercial or anything like that? They'll say Alexa or something, and your
comes to life
right in.
Yep. In fact, you have done this.
Yeah.
There'll be times I'm watching the show on my television, and you give that whole little speech, and next thing you know, Alexa's going, the WRMN is already playing on. I'm like, I know.
Or even your Siri. You say something, and your Siri
That's true.
It starts answering, and you didn't even ask it a question.
So, yes. But, it'll generally, when I do that, it will play on your TuneIn app. That's where WRMN comes through on TuneIn.
That's it.
Yeah. Hey,
Siri, play YouTube WRMN radio. See, I hope I got somebody on that.
There you go. What? The phones, and then they're in there. I can only imagine how many Teslas are right now wondering what's going on.
Brendan comes in and says, "Hi everyone, I'm listening." He says hi to Elliot. Says hi to Dave. Everybody, including Dean. You get another hello, Dean.
He said hi to me too.
Yeah.
Hi, Brendan.
Hey, what's up, Brendan?
We're talking about reshoring. That is the act of bringing manufacturing that was in the United States back to the United States. Infrastructure needs rebuilding. That's the biggest one. Go ahead.
I just don't get why all this. I mean, if we're so concerned, and all these businesses were so concerned about having having factories in the United States, why did they leave in the first place?
Yeah.
I mean, if they were so American, if they were such patriots, why did they leave? Why did they just say, you know what, we're going to absorb the extra costs. Yeah, we'll pay our people a little more, but we believe that staying in America is what's important.
We always hold the politicians to account, right? We always turn around and be like, oh, it was the laws, it was those dang Clintons or Obama or whoever else.
Although to Dino's credit, yes, the Clintons did make a lot of money.
Yeah,
they made a lot of money.
Spent a lot of money too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, go on.
But this is the issue
Next
that
to the
Bakers, and
Tammy Faye and
oh God, do you still have that tub of goo that you use to make
they were
the
together.
Apocalypse?
I always had for some.
Well, they were, but very briefly.
Yeah.
And then, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, it's fine. We never blame the CEOs, right?
Nope.
And even then, all the CEOs that decided to move everything out, they've already retired. They're already gone. They're already collecting pensions or stock, whatevers.
Yeah, but
they got that. What do they call that? Golden parachute, because they made the deal. That was the deal of a lifetime. They lost all the overhead from here in America, brought it over to another country for a quarter of the price. Of course, they're going to get bailed out. So that guy's gone. Yeah, the guy that made that decision in most cases, I would assume, is gone.
So wouldn't the opposite of that be less about the tariff side and more about incentivizing people to build here? Instead of going the other way and saying, okay, well, we're going to tariff it, we're going to punish, right? Instead of punishing people from being away, incentivize them from being here. Is that the carrot to this tariff stick?
Oh, that's communism.
Well,
that's the government. That's the government controlling the.
To be fair, that is at a certain point. It is, and even Bernie Sanders will talk about the socialism of the corporate side and et cetera, et cetera. But that's most of the time on the local level. the local business or the local municipality will turn around and say, if you build an Amazon factory here, we won't charge you county tax or city tax or even state to begin with. Is that what the federal government should maybe work with at that point? Hey, Amazon, you're going to be building these servers and these data mining and these AI compounds. Why don't we give you that incentive to bring it over if you meet these employment marks?
To your point, if you put a bunch of do not park signs up here, everybody's still going to park there. It's only a sign. You start giving $50 tickets out, what's going to happen? They're not going to park there.
Yeah, you hit them in the wallet.
Okay, so if you put the tariff, that's quicker. You ticket the cars, that's quicker. Putting up the signs, that doesn't have the same effect. So to answer your question, why the tariff? I think because it's on a fast track. And I don't know that it's prudent, fiscally, if you could say that way or not. I don't know.
Well, and I don't necessarily think that that's the goal, is to bring manufacturing back. You're saying that the goal is to keep people from parking. I think their goal at the end of the day isn't to bring in those tickets.
I was just using it as the analogy.
Of course, but to just kind of piggyback a little bit on it too, is I think that their goal is the punishment. I think that's the purpose. Let it hurt a little bit, and then everybody comes crawling and says, hey, we got to make a better deal than the one that's screwing me over right now. And I think that's the side, not necessarily to bring the manufacturing in.
If you make it hurt to a point to where it's going to take them quite a while to recover, one, if they stay where they are, or two, even if they do come here, they'll still have a period of recovery that's going to be longer than normal. Yeah, they're proving their point. Like, you need to stay here. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying? Okay.
The problem, though, is this is the problem. Our economy can't hold up under these conditions because, again, we are a service economy.
Yes.
China can outweigh, you were saying this in the top of the show, maybe it's just a waiting game. China can outweigh us, no problem. And if anything, I've said this on previous shows, they have learned from the first time around how this sort of thing goes. And before, everyone was being very reactionary and going, oh boy, we don't know what's going to happen here. Well, what we're going to do, how are we going to handle this? And now they're like, you know what? We've seen this movie. We know how to handle this. And if anything, all the other countries around the planet have gone and said, you know what? Maybe we can go alone. Maybe we don't need America so much.
David, China's like 8 times older than at least, if not 12 times, thousands of years that China's been around. Do you think they can be patient enough?
Oh, yeah, they can be patient. We were patient during COVID. We had a lot of ships running around out there with a lot of products that people needed. So we learned how to be patient, but I don't think we're going to be patient. It's just like Dean says about manufacturing jobs. Let's pretend I'm the CEO of the yo-yo factory and I make yo-yos. Well, it costs me too much yo-yos. It could cost me too much to make a yo-yo because of union labor. And this is where it comes, why people were leaving. It wasn't the fact the CEO had to evaluate. It cost me more money with union labor to make a yo-yo. It would cost me less in China, and I could pay the tariff and still come out ahead and make a profit off my yo-yo. That's why the manufacturers left. So
labor conditions.
Now, the tariffs are going to be threatened to be high. This is a threat to bring them back. Oh, God, we can't afford to have that. So I think it's a strategy to try to bring them back. But if we have zero tariffs throughout America, throughout the world, do you think the manufacturers would want to come back? Why would I want to do that?
Because I got to pay your own yo-yo.
Yeah. But you're going to be paying the union wages. And it's a sad thing because unions are great for people, but they're also bad. It causes costs to go up.
Yeah.
What are good for people? Say it again.
The unions are good for people in one way for the employees, but for the consumer, it isn't because the cost of wages.
So is the goal then to raise the tariffs up enough to where it is more expensive to import than it is to manufacture it here in the United States? Okay, so the goal again is to raise prices for the American people,
right?
Which is the exact opposite of the day one promise.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. If you are truly saying you want more American jobs,
and you're going to use tariffs to get that done,
or is that to the point? Even yes, or let's say we say get rid of all the tariffs, but it's going to come back to America. Jobs are going to come to America. It's still going to cost more. It doesn't matter either way. Yes, because to me the signs don't work as well, right? To keep people from parking. Yeah. But what if we make them patriotic signs? Like, don't park here if you love America, and if you're parking here, we know you don't love America. So it's the whole bring your businesses back if you love America. If you don't bring business back, that means you're not, you don't believe in us, and that's where you get into the shaming of people to get them to do the right thing and not necessarily hit them in the pocketbook.
So, and I think that's the difference between the motivation of money versus the motivation of community. And that's really where I think in that 80s and to the 2000s of why everybody was leaving here. I mean, even to the point where service industries, call centers were even moved out. And a lot of that is because the dollar has always been more important than the community that they've been destroying. You can look at that in manufacturing. You can look at that in pollution that's happening in here. How do we move it back if it was ever about community instead of the dollar? How do we move that back?
That's a good question, because like graphic designers, they moved out to India. I mean, there's no graphic designing.
Well, now it's AI.
Yeah, call centers, like you said, AI and all that stuff. I don't know how you would bring it back. I mean, it'd be really tough because China has a cheaper labor cost than we do, and it all comes to dollars.
Okay, well, let's look at it this way instead. We keep talking about the top. We keep talking about the Fed. We keep talking about the national. What if we turned around and we said, okay, we want to take it back to community. Let's start with our neighbors first. If it's going to cost me more money to go places like McDonald's or anything else, then instead of getting a hamburger at Mickey D's, I'm going to go spend $2 extra and go get it at a diner. Or I'm going to, if you're going to start spending that money's there and you're back up to, okay, it costs me the same if I buy international or if I buy American made, then we make the choice of American made. We can make that choice locally too and say, can I get a franchise or can I get some mom and pop small business?
That's a great idea. I love it. The one problem there is I need that $2 to maybe make my rent that month. And I need that extra $2 like to pay for my child care or my health insurance premium. There is so much that could here's the thing. The American economy and people in the United States would do so much better if they didn't have to worry about housing, child care, health insurance, which other countries don't seem to have the same issues with. Other industrialized countries have subsidized child care, subsidized health care, and housing controls.
Yeah, so a stronger housing market regulation.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
If we had that in the United States of America, then boom, now we can start saying, hey, let's be patriotic about these things. Now, a factory we're going to pay you a little less right now because that's only what we can afford to pay you, but your health insurance is covered. You don't have to worry about child care. You have those things that you're essentially working to provide, the bare necessities of life. If you have those things covered, then it's the salaries, and that might not be as big of an issue.
We're even starting to see people leave the workforce because of childcare. Yeah. It's getting to the point now where the childcare is more expensive than the income that you get from the second or third job you use to pay for it.
Yep.
And $5,000 to have a kid ain't going to cover it.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay. But as you were saying, Trump did say, I just heard it the other day, that he wants to do single mothers.
Hold on. Say it. Go on. I'm saying
you're ready to do
I'm saying it at my side.
Okay.
Breathing deep.
Working single mothers with 1 or 2 kids do not pay taxes whatsoever. That is being proposed right there.
Oh, like no taxes on tips?
Of the day.
No taxes on tips?
No tax on tips.
Remember that?
Wait. Who shot that down, though? Who shot that down?
No, there was nothing to shoot down. It wasn't there. It was non-existent.
The Senate said no.
I'm sorry, who controls the Senate right now?
Yeah, well, it's actually the Republicans, but...
All right. But no,
by side for today.
but to the point, though, I mean, again, those are good ideas. But again, if you go on social media and you see all the reaction to this thing about wanting more people to have kids, I'm like, the planet is already overpopulated as it is. Our shrinking workforce is not a matter because we don't have enough people in the United States having kids.
It's a matter of quality of work.
It's a matter of quality of work. But add to that, we are too darn strict on our immigration. We have we have a great workforce out there, people who are dying to come to our country to work. They're dying to come to our country and contribute to our society. But we're like, well, you're not from here. We don't know you. We don't want you here. So, and again, we kind of got to learn to even things out, because it's going to come to a point where, let's be honest, our planet can only support so many people.
Well, and you're also seeing Japan as well with an aging population that does not, and I think that's what everyone's worried about, is they are worried that we're going to get the millennial baby boomer side. We're seeing it now, where I think there's tens of thousands of baby boomers every single day retiring. Like easily, the largest number I saw was 50,000. Every day.
And that's the perfect time to get rid of Social Security.
Well, only if you're part of Doge.
But you said something about you make it patriotic, and then people look, would you take a little bit less, but at least it's American made, and you'll do it. What's going to happen to your unions then? Your unions will go right to pieces. There'll be no more unions. Not that there should or shouldn't be. The unions.
Well, and that's the goal too.
You're going to tell me that the unions are fairly priced for what they do, some of the jobs?
Depends on the industry, but that's where the market is supposed to regulate itself at that point.
But it doesn't.
Any libertarian will turn around and tell you any exchange of anything is fair. And if you're going to get paid low dollars with no minimum wage and somebody's still going to take it, well, that's a fair trade. And it's the same thing with the unions. If the unions can turn around and they have the power to get whatever they can get from the company, it's only to the union's detriment to take more out of the company than can support. If the union turns around and says,
there's no longevity.
Exactly. So if a union comes in and says, we want 99% of every single dollar that's over here, the company can turn around and say, okay, yeah, we'll do it, but we're not going to be a business anymore. So it's against the union to take more than it can support. But it's up to the CEOs that they want to make sure that they don't get shaved when the union gets money. They still want to make sure that it comes out of the consumers, then it comes out of the $5, $6, $12 million they got as a bonus. So instead of shaving their bonus down by maybe $2 million for the year and giving everybody a $5 raise or whatever it is, they want to have their bonuses and get the unions together. So their solution is to raise prices and make unions look like jerks.
The union that got hurt the most over the last 15 years are the carpenters union.
Oh, yeah.
All of it is non-union in housing, okay? There's not a lot of construction going on in Chicago. That would be steel studs, that was, I think, require a carpenter still, but they are getting hurt. When I was in the union and everything collapsed, you get laid off and you're off for 6 months, you got to start paying for your own insurance, which would be COBRA. And if you can't, and they told me basically, because when the unions all merged, they all had separate locals, it all became one local in 130 Chicago. And they were like, there's like 5,000 or 6,000 guys on the bench waiting for work. And they're like, oh, go find your own job, but you can't work for a non-union company.
Yep.
And you can't afford to pay that type of health insurance that they're paying.
Now you're not arguing against unions. You're going back to arguing against the consolidation of power.
Right.
Which is the other side of it. Is unions inherently aren't bad, but like most things, that can be abused.
Exactly what happens.
And if they get too large to where they can't service everyone, including the businesses need to be serviced by the union as well, because the union cannot survive without the business. Without the business, there is no union. So,
any union trade, whether it be carpenter, plumber, truck driver, Monday through Friday is their job, right? What do you think they're doing on the weekend?
Same thing.
But what? On the side.
On the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now what happened to their brothers, and now what happened to the hall?
Yeah.
That's why I'm against the union stuff, because of that. Don't give me the nonsense you're a big union worker when you're scabbing on the side. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
Yeah.
You're scabbing. Either you want the union or you don't. And what are you saying, cuz, about, oh, we're too tough on the immigration because these people want jobs? Are you talking, and I hate to use that frame of wording, these people, but the immigrants that are going to come here, we'll call them what they are. So are you suggesting then that the only reason that you should allow them to come in is for those menial task jobs again? Because now that's terrible too.
Well, the jobs they'll take.
The
jobs
right,
they're qualified for.
but that's what I'm saying. You're saying it's okay to let an immigrant here, okay, and give them their papers or whatever you want to call it, if they're going to pick the grapes out of the vineyard, or if they're going to pick the whatever the hell.
Well, and now you're back to minimum wage laws at that point.
Right, but they don't pay that though.
No, they don't, because they are illegal.
So you're exploiting
because
the
they are illegal. If you make them citizens with green cards, with actual paperwork, you have to pay them minimum wage. There is no under the table. There is no this. There is no that. So you want to raise the workforce at least up to minimum wage, or you want to start having scabs. The illegal immigrant workforce that works under the minimum wage or anything else, make them at least eligible for work, and now you're back to having taxpayers and everything else that's there. But again, we will not go after the business owners. We don't turn after the business owner who hires an illegal person or an immigrant that isn't undocumented. So we don't go after them.
Well, they do when they make the raids. They're not just making the raids on the illegals. They're also holding accountable the guy who owns that business.
A fine,
right?
Well,
a fine.
Okay.
And if
maybe
the
that
punishment
needs to be enhanced a little bit.
And if the punishment is a fine, it is only a punishment for the poor.
Sure.
So you put that into cost of doing business.
I'll even buy into that. I don't believe in that, but I'll buy into it for what you're trying to.
So what is minimum wage right now in Illinois? Do you know?
$7.25.
$7.25.
Yeah, it's national minimum wage.
National minimum wage.
It's been that way since 2009.
My son was 17 years old, working for Wendy's, making $17 an hour.
Yep. Of course.
Yeah.
Because he is a documented person.
Right.
So if you turn around and you make those people, you make the people who are undocumented, who are working under minimum wage, you make them with a full-on green card or a full-on citizen or whatever it is. Now me as an employer, I have to pay that person at least minimum wage.
But that's not what I don't think you're addressing. You're addressing minimum wage is $7.50. We'll call it for a simple number. And David is saying that his family member is making $15 an hour. Well, why is he making that if the minimum is $15?
Because
is that your question?
Because now you're back to and now you're back to marketplace of jobs. But there is no low. The low is $7.25. That's now the floor. The low isn't $4 an hour. The low isn't $12 a bushel. The low isn't that. The low is minimum wage. Now you've set the market at a minimum wage that then you can go and talk to Congress about raising or doing whatever. But we all now know that the bottom line of any wage is $7.25, and we know what kind of tax structure that we're going to have on that. $7.25, you're not paying taxes on that. Now, you want to pay them closer to that $17 or so? $17 an hour definitely pays for taxes for the year. So now you're back to, I may get to put $15 in my pocket for the hour, but $2 of it's going out to pay taxes. But you've set a minimum to where now you can't get away with paying $4 on everything.
We won't have time because it's the top of the hour. But you're also saying the undocumented that are working and that they're getting a check because the boss is saying, oh, you showed me a paper. I thought it was real. Those taxes are being taken out of that check.
if they have a Social Security number.
Right, well,
if they don't have a Social Security number, they're getting paid.
So they have something that looks like
at the end of the week
that the employer took, and that's what he used.
Because the
they're
employer,
still getting those taxes.
Because the employer has to make up a person.
Yeah.
Whether or not that person is real or is the actual person being paid is a whole nother story.
Did the employer make it up, or did the worker do something?
That's a decision.
Double talk will be
either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 5 o'clock.
WRMN News.
Hello, I'm Dennis Green. Potential candidates from both parties are stepping forward now that Illinois Senator Dick Durbin says he won't run for re-election next year. Durbin is the second most powerful Democrat in the Senate. News Nation's Bob Kessler has more.
Illinois Congressman Darren LaHood is reportedly seriously considering a run for the seat, and Republican insiders are behind it. The Sun-Times reports LaHood also has about $5.8 million in campaign funds. And with his national fundraising potential, name recognition, and Trump endorsement, he's likely a strong candidate. On the Democratic side, Congresswoman Robin Kelly from the 2nd District says she'll be making an announcement next week about her plans for the future. If she decides to run, she'll join Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, who's already said she'll run.
Durbin has served in Congress for 44 years. Dozens of dolphins and other sea animals have washed ashore along Southern California beaches, sparking concern and confusion among residents and visitors. News Nation's Kimberly Chang reports.
A harmful algal bloom along the Southern California coast has led to the illness and death of thousands of marine animals and birds, including dolphins, whales, and sea lions. Some necropsies have been done on whales, and the cause of death was confirmed to be domoic acid, a neurotoxin caused by the algae. Experts believe the toxins are eaten by fish and affect the food chain. Experts are also concerned because many sea lions were pregnant.
The LA wildfires could also be to blame. Nutrients and toxins from the ash and rain runoff are washing into the ocean, providing nutrients for the algae bloom. For WRMN News, I'm Dennis Green. You're listening to the new home of the Chicago White Sox here in the Fox River Valley, WRMN.
Produced in Studio 14 by the River Media Network.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
This is Alan Walters reporting the Elgin News from April 25th, 1925. Trip from New Orleans in stolen auto halted by Elgin police. Elgin police captured 2 automobile thieves early this morning as the men were slumbering in a stolen Ford sedan in a slough near Villa Street and on the outskirts of the city. The confessed auto thieves had driven the car into the slough in the hope of avoiding arrest and catching lost sleep. Frank Wiewitzer, city plumbing inspector, first reported to police that he could see the top of an automobile from the windows of his residence. His suspicion was aroused by view of the fact that this is an out-of-the-way place to park a car. Police Lieutenant Louis Freeman and Detective Charles Struckman investigated and placed the pair under arrest. After a severe grilling, the young men confessed to the theft, saying, "We were bumming our way north from New Orleans and took the automobile at Gary, Indiana, substituting other license plates which we stole from another car later." One man informed authorities that he is a deserting seaman, having left a schooner at New Orleans on April 3rd. Neither man possessed a penny. Police found a rubber tube which the auto thieves intended using in stealing gasoline by siphoning from the tanks of other automobiles. Both men will be held for Gary Police.
Elgin 100 Years Ago is a presentation of the Elgin History Museum. Be sure to visit the museum located at 360 Park Street in Elgin, open Wednesday through Saturdays 11 to 4. You may also listen to Elgin 100 Years Ago at www.elginhistory.org.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, isolated rain showers with partly sunny skies and a high near 59. Breezy conditions with winds around 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Currently, it is 52 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Welcome to WRMN, your trusted voice in the Fox River Valley for over 75 years. We bring you fact-based news, good faith discussions, and entertainment that brings people together. From national headlines to local stories, WRMN is your home for thoughtful dialogue and community engagement. No matter the time of day, where you're listening from, or who you are always welcome here. Thanks for making us a part of your day. This is the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
This is it, Bears fans. The moment is almost upon us, and the 2025 NFL Draft is right around the corner. Join us starting at 6:30 p.m. April 24th on WRMN 1410 AM, where myself, Derek Geyer, and Mike Napolitano from On the Rise, alongside Marcus Mack from The Truth About Chicago Sports, will be breaking down every pick, every move, live and unfiltered, starting at 6:30 p.m. April 24th on WRMN 1410 AM.
My fellow Americans, and good day to our friends around the world. This is a political talk show here on WRMN. I've got the Free Speech Friday panel joining us. You can join us too, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. Jump into the discussion. Correction has already been made. We had to look it up because I was a big old dummy. Illinois, yes, has raised minimum wage to $15. The national minimum wage is $7.25. So those of you in Ohio, sorry.
Well, you know what? At least no one's blaming you for stirring the pot on this show as well as on our sports coverage yesterday.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yesterday, I was egging the guys on to fight with each other, just like off air. We're going at it here.
We're already.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That why you asked if the mic was still on?
Is the mic on? Is the mic on? Let's turn the mics off.
Shut the mics off here. Some words going to be said here.
Whoever was just on, go ahead and call us again. We'll get to you there. But first, let's get to Cleveland Dennis. Hey, buddy. Thanks for being on.
Yeah. It's interesting talk for sure. And I'll make a mention because you guys were just talking about it. I listened last night to the draft, and at one point I thought somebody was talking about draft beer. I go, I don't drink that.
That's because you do bottles?
Cans.
You're like Oscar Madison. You like that good can taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Watch that
We're
cash
going to
back.
see about aluminum affecting me for the future. Like they always talked about aluminum going to get you What is it that old people get?
Oh,
Dementia?
I don't know. Dementia?
Dementia.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The microplastics will get you way before aluminum.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You notice
Microplastics?
anything?
No. You eat about a credit card's worth of plastic every year. Like how people say that you swallow spiders while you're sleeping. Yeah, you don't do that, but you definitely eat plastic.
And it accumulates. Some of it accumulates in your brain matter. So they talk about that the when people do have like early onset dementia, it could be because of the plaque that the plastic causes in the brain.
I thought marriage causes that. You know, I mean,
dude,
that's what I tell my wife.
No, I've met your wife. You, my friend, you have outkicked your coverage. So I would be careful, what you say.
You got a couch I can sleep on?
About the missus, yeah.
Dennis, although there is a new study that just came out that said the shingles vaccine will help reduce dementia as well. So I hope you got at least your shingles vaccine.
I need mine.
Well, I don't know if you guys noticed. I couldn't even think of dementia. It's already setting in.
No. It's that credit card worth of plastic in your brain.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something about credit cards in a moment, but I want to say, last night, that crew was entertaining. I wasn't really interested that much in the draft because, you know what? We don't have to follow it that close. We'll know what's happening the next morning and all that. But I'll go back to the credit cards. My buddy just retired from Visa out in Santa Cruz where he lives. I think he worked in San Jose there. Worked for Visa, but he kept on telling me, he goes, the credit card companies want a lot of immigrants because the government's going to give them credit cards. And probably half of them are going to default and so forth and so on. But I found it intriguing that that was going on. That's a small part of the whole picture. My comment is with China, because I'm living it every day, and how they've retaliated with keep on increasing the duty. It's just... it's a real cluster, lack of a better word, right now.
Where do you see this ending? Do you see it ending in a mutual just bringing everything down and lowering the temperature, or do you think we're in for a show here?
Well, I hear various, but I think my last guy said May 1st. They're going to settle it by May 1st. You know, all the back and forth between the two biggest economies, China and the USA, that's just a lot of political mumble-jumble, I think. But unless anybody else has got their finger on the pulse, I'm only kind of repeating what I hear. And, I get it from some reliable sources, but who really knows? The stuff that you see on the Internet.
Well, and even the stuff you see out of the White House, you're not sure from 48 hours if anything's going to stick.
Right. No. And especially, I have nothing against the president, but, that guy, he's been successful in a lot of things, doing business in the toughest market of New York and all that, but...
Casinos in Atlantic City?
Yeah, that too. But they... he says a lot of different things, where's my $12,000 I'm going to get, as a taxpayer?
Do you know the best thing that I've heard come out of the White House so far is 6'3", 225. That's literally the height and weight of the United States president right now. Did you know that? That's official. 6'3", 225 was what the official report was.
Yeah.
With some numbers right there. Yeah. I'm surprised the president wasn't drafted last night.
He's taller than me and weighs less than me. Okay.
That's my height, but I'm at my fighting weight, 195.
Okay.
I will say this, Cleveland Dennis, no matter what, you still wear a mean chapeau.
Did you take it over to Newman's with you the other night? Because I know you went to a show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll send you the picture. You need my picture?
Yeah, send it over to the text line. It was fun. You went over to Newman's. You heard some great music over there. Is that your new stomping ground, or at least in rotation?
Well, it was the first time I was there, and I'm telling you, like, listen, I should get paid. I was on the morning show. I was on Dino's show, and I'm calling you guys. Yeah. But it's intriguing talk. This is most interesting to me, as I'm about to finish with the day, but I'm still working, peeking at the Cubs game and listening to you guys. And, you know, I'm just bringing up kind of what I know and what I've heard. But bringing back all... And I don't think they would move the machinery. They're going to bring new machinery. Maybe they ship it over and they use it here, but it's not going to be like, if they move anything here, it's not going to be like when China is handling it.
What if I operated a robot that was in China via the cloud? Would they pay me the same amount if we did that of remote work like that? Yeah, just put on my VR headset and move boxes.
Right. Weren't they talking about surgeries being done that way?
Yeah.
You know, be under a robot arm and the surgery, the dude, the heart surgeon's in Germany and he's working on you here.
Right.
Actually, that's what they're doing with prostate removals.
I am not letting a robot anywhere near my prostate. Okay, I want whoever's working on it in the room. In the room. I am not taking any chances. Like suddenly, we had the signal went out.
Power failure.
Terminator 6. Turn your head and cough. Thanks a lot, Dennis. I appreciate you being here, buddy.
It's a complicated life, guys. We're in a complicated situation, and the dynamics of all these variables, you know, it's a butt kicker.
And we got to tread lightly, right?
We went from prostates to butts. So.
a lot of things will work out in the short period, but they did bring up one thing, the administration, that we have not been compensated properly by these other countries. They've been taken advantage, and correct me if I'm wrong, Europe or European Union, Japan, big trading partners with us, they've already come to the table because they realize the reality is they're not paying anything when that stuff comes into the U.S. It's done dirt cheap.
There's definitely deficits for a lot of places, and I think that's a lot of because the United States is huge. It's the largest consuming nation.
Yeah, we pay less for everything that we buy here, or more than any other country. Go to any other. Try to have a burger at in Paris, France. I went to a McDonald's in Paris, France. Yeah. That you'd think that $10 Big Mac is expensive here. There, I mean that's like a nice steak dinner in some places.
Yeah, Germany was the same way when I went to there, and the worst part is the sandwich is smaller.
Yeah,
it's like I'm paying more for a smaller sandwich.
Yeah, but
what is this? Not America?
Sounds like New Orleans.
It didn't taste as good. But I want to mention this. Yep. You guys were talking about. You know, the prices of goods. I remember in the 90s going to the UK, everything was through the roof, and they were like envious that here in the U.S. we're paying cheaper. But the reality is, when you balance it all out, they're getting their medical subsidized. They do pay more tax, like, you know, in Europe or in the European Union. They do pay more tax. Ours is like catching up there. Okay, if you want to check it out through AI or whatever, because we're paying through the nose and it keeps on going up. But, yeah, that's really all I got. Anything else comes up, I'll text you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, Dennis.
Yeah, you guys, it's great talk. Believe me.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Have a great weekend.
It's planned. It's planned out for me. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, but when the camera goes off, it's fisticuffs here.
Yep.
It's fisticuffs. We're swinging at each other.
I can't tell you how many times we have to collectively flip this table.
Yeah. Put the monitors back up. And, you know.
My God, he's broken in half. He turns into WWE in here.
We have to call
my
union guys in to get it to stand.
And they charge twice as much. Oh, man.
4 guys and a supervisor.
Well, let's talk a little
Got a problem with that?
Just to bring a ladder in here. I mean,
Okay, Mr. Hoffa.
Well, and we talk a lot about the manufacturing jobs, right? Take the thing, plug it into the socket, go from there. But there's also a big skills gap that we're starting to see too. Not just people that are moving pieces in a factory, but machinists, die tool makers, precision welders. You had talked about the carpenters union as well.
Nurses.
Nurses. A lot of these vocations that require maybe not necessarily a full degree, but do require some sort of vocational certification. How are we going to increase the education for them if we're going to cut down the Department of Education?
Don't bother. Just let them all become plumbers.
Hey, wait a second. It's tough out there right now. It's tough out there. Too many plumbers.
Too many plumbers. You know what? I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter. I don't care how many tech jobs they send to India, how many skilled workers they have in Pakistan and in China. The United States will always outrank the rest of the world in influencers because we are able to make duck faces on our phones, talk about our TikToks. You know, if anything, that's what we export. We export social media influence.
Culture, American culture.
The Garrett Channel. Really quick, back to what you said. With the education department, what is the proficiency rate here?
Sure.
The average is 51% in the state of Illinois. And we do know in other school districts, it's a lot less than that. Less than that. But what's happening with these kids? They're not getting the education. They're just getting just pass them and move them along. Pass them and move them along. This is going to hurt them because now they're going to have to go, when they want to go to Northwestern or Illinois, they got to go back and take reading, writing,
Well,
math,
and that's the
science
issue
again.
that I'm seeing with this too, is if you have a problem, especially a governmental problem, and you turn around and say, well, you know what? We still have that problem, and now we don't have the money anymore that we use to fight that problem. That problem doesn't get better. That problem gets worse. So when you say that, yeah, we've got a efficiency rate or a proficiency rate, or we're down on education for everything, that number will not get better when you remove funding. Unless somebody else picks up the funding. And where are we going to get that if we turn around and say every new tax that happens at the county level, we're not going to approve? So where do we get that? We don't have billionaire philanthropists anymore. We used to. Look back at the early 1900s. Yeah, the golden age. That's because they were building libraries and stuff. Well, Elon Musk, how many libraries have you built, man? How many university wings do you have? How many hospitals? Where's that train you promised us?
Well, the Chicago Teachers Union just got a nice raise, more prep time for the classes, and smaller class sizes.
And again, at the detriment of a financial institution. But the issue is, back to Dean's point of the union taking more out. From a government standpoint, everybody who looks at the government looks at a giant, never-ending flow of money. So when the union shows up, they look at a giant, never-ending flow of money when they do it for the government side. Now, look, I'm not going to disparage the AFGE or anybody else that does all of that, because I support unions so you need a seat at the table. But it's different than you have a corporation side or a specific manufacturer or a specific industries union. Then you're stealing the lifeblood away.
Well, one of the things is, I'm not blaming the teachers. I'm not blaming the unions. I'm blaming the kids. They're not learning. And like my kid's school, cell phone goes in the locker. Principal says, comes out. You know, I mean, these.
One, if you can't blame the kids, who's the next in line?
They're not getting homework. Yeah, the parents. They're not getting homework, but they're not holding these kids back. If they can't pass their classes, they're just pushing them on to the next grade for the next teacher to do the same thing. So it falls on the parents to get involved, or else your kids, I got news for you parents, your kids will be living in your basement, playing PlayStation and ordering Grubhub for the rest of your life.
And that is the child that's left behind.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. That's the one. We used to make fun of people in the Navy. We'd be like, here's one of those we couldn't leave behind.
Yeah.
Like, not as in like we don't leave our fellow sailors or anything else behind, but like, the guy maybe should have taken fifth grade a few times.
Social media took away a lot of the education, and these video games are doing a lot of that stuff. They asked the mother, "What is the greatest thing you learned when you became a mother?" How to drink, she said. How to drink alcohol. But that's the thing about it. I want to leave it to that. But it's got to be a group thing, and I think that's where it has to change. It isn't funding. It's rolling your sleeves up. And the parents and the teachers and the kids start realizing your future.
Are they on to something?
I mean, yes. Here's the thing. Education, I've talked about this before, and I have been in classrooms. I used to be a teacher, not a full-time teacher, but I ran education programs. We need to be spending 3-4 times as much on schools as we do now. I'm sorry. It's just reality.
Time or money?
Both.
Okay.
Add to that, you never see anyone criticizing when the Pentagon's budget goes up another few billion every year because they say they need it and they ask for it.
It's weird that we never have military unions.
Yeah. So the defense, we spend more on defense than like the next 10 countries combined. Fine. So, but beyond that, to Mr. Tease's point, yes, it's a societal thing. We want to say the teacher, but it's the kids. But if it's the kids, it's the parents. Okay, and let's go back to the whole thing with our parents. If both parents each have to work a job so that they can pay the rent and they can keep the food on the table and all those things, when do they have time to sit down with the kids and make sure they're doing their homework?
It's true. Back in the day, they had so much leisure. At about 10 o'clock, the television had to remind you had kids.
But both of my parents worked. And I didn't have a cell phone, and I got decent grades. And if I failed, I got help left behind. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's like I said, it's a social thing. It's not just that. These cell phones, the parents are working to pay for their cell phone bill for their kids to play social media.
And it's incentivizing the children. Yeah. The children don't want to be left behind either. So I got to learn this. I got to pass that test. I got to get these assignments in because they don't want to be there. You talk about peer pressure of being left behind or peer pressure of doing that. And I think we've turned around and we've turned too much into feelings. We've turned around and catered too much to feelings instead of catering to reality. If math is hard and math makes you cry, then we won't do math for a little bit, which is okay, but you have to come back to the math. You can't just be, it's hard, or I can't learn it, or I don't have the attention span, or I don't have the whatever. No. I get that you feel this way, but I feel a lot of things, and I still get my responsibilities done.
No, but understand, to the point about phones, I mean, today's youth learn differently than we did.
Yes.
And you can't use the old teaching models to teach today's kids. You have to adapt your teaching models. That's why you have all these new young teachers going in, and they're able to cope better with how today's kids learn, as opposed to other teachers are like, well, back when I was doing this is how we learn. It just doesn't work that way.
If I do not pull up a screen at least once an hour when I teach, they fall asleep. If I don't pull a screen and say, look at this thing over here with lights and shiny stuff, if I don't do that at least once an hour, or get them to move and do something with their hands, they are all falling asleep. Now, I could just imagine younger students that are still in elementary or still in high school. They don't fall asleep. They get antsy. They touch. They fidget. They poke. They move. They punch.
They get bored.
Being bored is diagnosed with ADHD, and then you get prescribed medication.
And also, again, to back you up, Mr. Tease, social media is, and the folks who run these companies know it. Social media is created to be addictive. They know it. And when you have kids doing it, that affects their development and it causes all those other issues that we talk about.
So then you turn around and you say, okay, well, cigarettes are bad, so we can't make cigarettes look like candy or do anything else for there. Where's somebody that's saying social media is bad for kids? We shouldn't have social media look like cartoons or have social media look like this.
They do. The problem is then they turn it into Roblox and Minecraft. And then we have all our kids doing that sort of thing.
I'm just saying, when I turned 18, I didn't stop eating candy. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, but we're all guilty in this room.
Yeah.
We all pay attention to social media. And this is the message I get to my son. He wants to get a video game. You could buy them on, go right out online and buy them now. Your parents don't work their butt off to buy you video games every day.
True.
Go out and mow somebody's lawn and make some money.
Contribute nothing to the house.
My son goes out and mows lawns at 12 years old to make money so he could buy a video game.
Yeah, you want a video game?
That's what I did when I was young.
Yep.
Yeah, I paid for my own lawnmower, so I go out and make money cutting grass.
I told you, crack down, people, because your kids will be living in your basement.
Both these guys, on either side of me on the YouTube, they went to school in the snow, uphill, both ways, and had to fight a bear.
And way before child labor laws were so.
We both knew what a belt was, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, it was a chancla for me. It was a chancla.
Dad pulled that belt out.
Before Dr. Spock. More apolitical talk show after this.
With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzi. The Cook County Sheriff's Office is pushing for new information in the disappearance of 16-year-old Kiana Galvin, who went missing back in 2021 from her home in East Elgin. If you have any information, contact the Missing Persons Unit at the Cook County Sheriff's Office. Naperville Park District has secured $785,000 in grant money from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency to install a permeable paver parking lot at the Ron Ori Community Garden Plots. The funding comes through the IEPA's Green Infrastructure Grant Opportunities Initiative, aiming to reduce stormwater runoff and help prevent local flooding. Senator Dick Durbin's decision not to seek re-election in 2026, triggering a flurry of activity among Illinois Democrats. Multiple prominent elected office holders, including U.S. Representatives Rajna Krishnamurthy, Robin Kelly, and Lauren Underwood, as well as Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, are ramping up campaigns, while Treasurer Michael Frericks and Secretary of State Alexei Giannoulis are also considering runs. With your 1410 WRMN News Flash, I'm Sean Curdan.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original Latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to handle the busy holiday season, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Are you dreaming of a getaway? Want to leave the stress of daily life behind? Whether it's a relaxing cruise or an adventurous land escape, planning the perfect vacation doesn't have to be a hassle. At Cruises International, they specialize in vacation destinations, land and sea, making your dreams come true. Located at 1721 Moon Lake Boulevard in Hoffman Estates, Cruises International isn't just about booking travel. They're your personal concierge, trusted travel advisor, and advocate. Your preferences are unique, and they'll take the time to understand exactly what you're looking for. From personalized service to their global network of specialists, they ensure that your vacation is tailor-made just for you. It's time to plan the vacation of a lifetime. Call 800-255-7447. That's 800-255-7447 today and speak to a cruise and vacation expert. Cruises International. It's time to set sail to your dream destination.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, isolated rain showers before 7 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 42. Windy with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Looking ahead to tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with a low around 37. Currently, it is 53 and overcast. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Back to a political talk show on WRMN. Cleveland Dennis comes in and says, why is Elliot ordering a McDonald's cheeseburger in Paris? Well, I think that is because the escargot was out for delivery.
Was it the scene in Pulp Fiction? What did they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris? They don't call it a quarter pounder cheese. They call it a Royale with cheese because they use a metric system there.
What, man?
Quarter pounder with cheese in Paris.
What the bleep a quarter pounder is.
That sounds like American Werewolf in London.
In London?
Yeah.
But
good movie.
I will say this. I went, I was on the Champs-Élysées. The McDonald's was there. Mm-hmm. And I remember saying I was there with a group. And I looked in the window and I'm like, holy crap, this is the fanciest McDonald's I've ever seen. It didn't even look, it had like the golden arches, but you looked at the food and everything. It didn't seem like a fast food restaurant.
It seemed like somebody threw it together and just put it in a sack.
Yeah, it was. I was like, holy mackerel, the French know how to cook, even McDonald's. It's not the same.
Did it taste the same?
It's way better. Way better.
Wow.
Way
better.
Is that
like the movie Coming to America? Who's the guy that had the McDowell's or what?
McDowell's, yeah.
McDowell's.
Yeah, but it's again, it's the only one that I was not impressed with when I was in Amsterdam and I got a personal pan pizza from the Pizza Hut, and that thing was like $20.
What?
Yeah,
oh.
and I was like, this tastes exactly like the personal pan pizza back home, and I wouldn't have paid $20 for it at home. So to the people of Amsterdam, you're welcome. I helped pay for your child care and medical coverage and all that stuff.
My question is, on a personal pan pizza, why does it taste better than their regular pizzas?
It's not as I think it's the dough, the ratio, the dough to kind of grease ratio. It's a little bit less. That the bigger, mind you,
kind of swims.
It's the big Pizza Hut pizzas are a little bit much. Yeah, but the personal pan, you're right. It's just
it tastes better. I think.
It does.
Yeah,
I agree. It does.
And it's all yours. You don't have to share.
I don't have to share.
Like you don't go like, you can't have a slice. No, it's mine. All 4 of these slices are mine. Let's talk a little bit about skills. If the two of you could instantly master any skill, which one would it be? Any skill immediately, you've got it. You are now a master at it.
A airline pilot.
Ooh, airline specifically?
But just to fly
just a pilot and plane in general.
Yeah, just a pilot.
Okay.
Like 200 people on my plane and make sure they land and applaud me.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is pretty good.
That's not a bad one.
That is actually not bad at all.
I'll take that one.
Thank you. I got one.
There you go. I don't know if I'd let you fly me.
Especially if you instantly got your.
Yeah, who's the pilot on this?
That depends on how much.
Captain Cheese. I got a layover.
How long have you been flying? I made a wish.
Unless you have
the genies in the back snickering.
Unless you have some stillies before you get on the plane, which they can't detect that backup. Which I know pilots that did that.
What about you?
No, I would like, and I have a very rudimentary a little bit higher, but a little bit more. I mean, I would love to be an expert at data analytics.
Ooh. Okay.
Because that touches everything in life these days. It's marketing, it's political campaigns, it's everything.
So you would like to be able to define words like Kubernetes and all of the stuff that's out there.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, then people would come to me and go, Elliot, why did this not work? Or what happened here? Or why did I'd be like, okay, well, I would be able to point to this, this, and this and tell you this is what went wrong, or the timing was off, or stuff like that. Because again, if there's anything I'm learning over these past few years, especially with the job market being what it is, oh my goodness, the number of jobs that are out there that are purely that data analytics. Yep. It's all data. And you can't trust AI with that. AI is going to only tell you so much. You need to be able to interpret it, and it's being required more and more. So
Excelsior.
Yeah, that was a deep cut. I think I'm the only person who got that.
That was
got that. Yeah.
I wouldn't want you to be a data analyst because you'll be selling my data.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's the other thing too.
Sell DHE's data.
Every day. I mean, people don't know, you're selling your data. If you're on Facebook, you're not selling your data. You're giving up your data, right? But your data is being collected. If you're online, if you're on a phone, whatever, your data is being collected. Yes, then people like me would come in and go, boom, this is what's going on here. This is how I know what to sell you. This is why I know, this restaurant might not do so well with you, but you will go here. Or this is why you should have this school built here as opposed to over there, and so on. There's so much there. It goes into, it's just, again, so deep right now. And I think, if anything, it would give me a greater appreciation of how things work.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. Because you'll be able to see the numbers, right? Rain Man style. A beautiful mind. Just
15 minutes of Wapner. 15 minutes of Wapner. See, you're throwing these cuts at me. You get a lot. Just pitch me out. I'll knock them out.
For me, I think it would probably be Spanish. Which
I'll tell you right now, you can learn Spanish, but it's going to mess your English up.
I'm sure it is.
It will.
I'm sure it is.
Because I know that's how I grew up Spanish speaking. And to this day, I mean, I grew up in a primarily Spanish speaking household. That Spanish was my first language. I grew up speaking Spanish until 6, 7 years old. And then I went into English-speaking schools where they had bilingual courses I thought it was to help teach me Spanish. No, it was to help me assimilate because, they didn't know me. And then the older I got, the less Spanish I spoke. And then, but to this day, I still think in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
So when I speak in English, or I'm sorry, not when I speak, when I write in English, everything comes out passive voice. Because in Spanish, your sentences are kind of like Yoda; they're reversed a bit. So I always speak in passive.
Yeah, the subject comes before the adjectives.
Right.
So your dreams are sponsored by Telemundo.
Univision.
This dream from Elliot's having tonight is in Telemundo.
The other one, if I couldn't have Spanish, would probably be burglary. I would like to be a master cat burglar.
So I'd be like, okay.
I think that would be a fun one.
But so you're talking about like you can get like pick locks,
get
in.
Hold it. Even if I had to just be the lock breaker in the crew. Even if I was just that.
What was the movie? You'd be so on the Ocean's 11 crew.
Yeah,
you'd be like the guy who Yeah. See, I can see that. You even look like you
I could put the headphones on, with the stethoscope, and then just get it done.
And your name would be Sonar then. Sonar, because you can hear it.
Achievable goals, guys. Achievable goals.
Don't do it in Elgin, though. Elgin catches their criminals here. Trust me on that. We got a great police department.
Well, if you go on the radio and say that's what you want to do, I would
hope. Master burglars don't get caught. Master burglars get movies made about them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And awesome montages where you dodge lasers.
I can hear the music already.
Like Mission Impossible.
We're going to take a quick break. The fun has just begun. We're going to continue some more of these fun games here. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the shows, or possibly what is the guilty pleasure song. Lots of nonsense coming up to kind of wrap up this week of political nonsense. And so we have to have real nonsense.
What a way to end a Friday.
Bienvenidos, mi amigos.
Apolitical Talk Show. Be right back.
Let me tell you a story about Bill. Bill was a normal guy in his 50s. He had back surgery about 2 years ago. Bill was in a lot of pain. He dealt with his pain by taking the Percocets his doctor prescribed for him. Bill took more and more and more of them to help with the pain, until one day the prescriptions weren't enough to get rid of Bill's pain. Then one day Bill found someone to help him get rid of the pain with illegal drugs he didn't need a prescription for. Fast forward to today. Bill lost his job and his family. The only thing he does have is his drug dealer. If you know Bill's story and you don't want to end up like Bill, call the Detox and Treatment Helpline right now to get away and get treatment.
800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. 800-694-1127. Call right now. Help is standing by. 800-694-1127.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Want to read some action-packed, exciting pulp fiction? Read the works of Michael Tooman, now featuring the international crime thriller, I Married a Bot Madam. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. The paperback is also available at other book retailers. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Scilink.net. That's Papa, Sierra, Yankee, Lima, India, November, Kilo, dot, November, Echo, Tango.
Hey, Tammy, I just made an AI fact checker for the show. Do you want to try it out?
Sure. Talk Time with Tammy and Friends is the best show on WRMN.
Oh, Talk Time with Tammy and Friends is the best show on WRMN, huh? What a bold, subjective opinion masquerading as a fact. Sure, I bet you and all 12 of her fans feel that way. While I can confirm the show exists, yay for reality, its best status is completely debatable. And yes, congratulations, it does air Monday through Thursday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Let me know when Tammy wins an Emmy or something. Until then, this is a hard nope on objectivity. Grade 310. Fact, Talk Time with Tammy and Friends airs weekdays, Monday, Thursday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on WRMN. Try again when you want to talk about facts, not fangirling.
I'll work on it.
You better.
Welcome back. Apolitical Talk Show on WRMN is wrapping up, but we still got those phone lines open. 847-931-1410. 847-931-1410. Why 1410? Well, 1410 on your AM dial. If you are listening on the AM dial on that 1410 side, go ahead and reach over, hold down that number 1, because that is the original like button. Speaking of another button over here, let's go ahead and bring them on. I think they tried getting a hold of us a few times. Hello, wireless caller. Welcome aboard.
It's just a crazy old...
Hey!
Dutchman! It's like when Norm walked into Cheers bar. Hey, Dutchman!
Oh, my God. What are you guys drinking in there?
Can't say. FCC regulations do not let us drink on the air, or at least admit that we are.
Well, we can't be drunk. We can drink on the air. We're just not allowed to be drunk on the air.
I'm caffeinated. That's what I am.
Yeah, we can be caffeinated.
Okay, so you got the happy juice. I got it.
Near beer. Yeah, there you go.
Near beer.
Non-alcoholic beer.
What'd you like to talk about, Dutch?
Well, no, I just wanted to say you guys are having a really good show.
Thank you.
Kick butt type of show, and I love it. And keep up the good work, and hope everybody has a good weekend.
Hope you too.
But there's so many things that I could throw out there, but it just. I know somebody was saying something a couple of days ago when texting. I was texting back, and they were saying, well, let's have some more positive stuff. But I had to put my 10 cents in and tell him that, he's bringing up the truth, the facts. I said, it's kind of hard to do when you got the facts out there. I said, and it's the truth. I mean, you guys, it depends on how you look at it. Some people want to look at things in a negative way, and some people want to look at it a positive way. And I like it because you guys bring out a lot of facts, and you're bringing the facts out, basically.
That's because we're vegetables. Everybody else is cake. Everybody else is cookies and ice cream and candy.
I would like to think that I am either the breading or the melted cheese that you put on the vegetables.
You two are absolutely the melted cheese to my broccoli. I'm sure there are lots and lots of listeners right now going, Friday is where we come in.
Dude, ice cream truck in front of our place.
Right? But anyway, I like what you guys do, and I know I get on and squawk a lot, but I had to come on and say. And bring kind of a positive look, I guess, and maybe say, wish everybody has a great weekend. Spring is sprung. The birds are having babies. All the plants are popping. I'm mowing the grass. I'm actually out walking better now that I have my hip surgery. It's actually a big improvement, but I'm still doing a lot of therapy. So, I'm
glad you're getting better.
Dennis and Brendan and all the morning shift people, including Marky B and I hope you guys have a great show and keep kicking the butt. And hopefully I'll come by there and bug you guys in person one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, guys.
Yeah, once we get a chair for you. Thanks, Dutch.
Oh, God.
Get a chair for him up in here.
He's a carpenter. Can he bring chairs?
He can make one.
Can he make a chair and bring it?
Put him out back and make one.
I would be like, I want a Dutchman's seat. I want something that.
Well, we've got a couple 2x4s laying around, so the chair's already here, right?
This is a good pine. Now, we have an ice cream truck that just pulled up in front of our studio.
Let me go. This is the only shot I got.
We get to see the front of them.
Are you going to buy us ice cream when we finish?
If he's still around, we'll go have some ice cream.
Now, is the ice cream truck allowed to go into the gelato place? Are we watching a like a gang war?
Oh yeah, like when a food truck sets up out in front of somebody's restaurant.
What is happening right now?
Look out!
Watch out!
Stop and dip. Come out and play.
Great movie.
Did you see that Lin-Manuel Miranda made a musical out of it?
No, that would be good.
It was an album. It hasn't been put on stage yet, but it was an album.
That's cool.
Who was your favorite gang?
Gang?
The one in the Warriors.
Wow. I was gonna say.
Why, you're associated with gangs now?
Well, I don't mean to get serious, but when I was a kid, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyway.
The Warriors.
You've got a lot of things.
I know. I'm like that freaking Forrest Gump. I wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to
hang out outside the bench over there.
But it's a funny thing, though. I don't not to derail it, but that's the thing that happens with gangs now is that my age, when you got into gangs, you could get out. Now, not that I was in gangs, but I was close enough to it, and I had family members who were. But now, when you're in gangs, they don't let you get out. But we talked about that. But anyway, not to be the Furies were my favorite.
Baseball Fury, yes.
The Furies were cool. Those were cool.
With the face painting and everything else.
And they had the uniforms and the bats. I mean, I was like, these guys.
Rockstar made an absolutely fantastic game. They made the same people that made GTA made the Warriors.
Made a Warriors. Oh, that's right.
And you literally run around beating people up. No guns, no nothing. Just 1980s New York in the future.
And I remember when that movie came out. And oh my goodness, the parent groups and everything came out and protested it, saying, "Oh my goodness, this is going to get our kids into gangs. They're going to turn into this. It's glorifying the gang culture." And in even like guys who were in gangs, like the folks who work with them, they're going, "No, that's like saying Star Wars is going to get your kids into going into space." Although some kids did want to be astronauts after that.
That's true. Who wouldn't want to try to beat the Kessel Run?
Maybe I'll have to find it here, but. when Nightmare on Chicago Street one year, there was two guys dressed up like Baseball Fury.
Yes, I saw them. They looked really awesome.
Yeah, my mom got a picture of them with her.
There was one year, they had a bunch of guys. They came out dressed as different characters from the Warriors.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was good.
Free Speech Friday. We've got David here on the phone line.
Hold on.
Hello.
How are you calling in?
I don't know.
Hey, Dave.
Hello to everyone.
What's happening, buddy?
Hey, so I just thought of this. So if you guys said it on the air, and I'm just repeating something you said, I'm not trying to plagiarize or take it as my own, but I was just thinking.
You can have it.
With AI, is there? Do you think if things go on long enough and the way they are, that there'd be an AI political parties and have 20 different political parties and let the AI think the weirdness?
There is a party that, or at least a political side called the Technocrats, and the what they do is they lean on technology to do everything. They say, if this problem is here, let's run it through the simulation, and then whatever the computer says, that's what we'll do. Because obviously, if we're going to follow the smartest being or the smartest person in the world, then let's build the smartest thing, the smartest being, and then ask it what to do. So there is
Do they sometimes come up with solutions, the AI?
It depends. We haven't hit, well, as far as the public goes, is we haven't actually hit super intelligence yet. Right now, AI that's out is still considered narrow AI in AI, not general. General AI will be able to do things like you and me do. Right now, narrow AI in AI is like a lower level. Yeah, it may be able to pass like a logic IQ test a lot, but it doesn't have reasoning and like we do, like where we're able to turn around and say, put all of the different Play-Dohs in order based off of their color by a rainbow and their weight and everything else. We are able to use multiple different variables that AI can't yet.
So what I think he's trying to say is one day will AI become president? You know, I mean, do you think
Good.
about it?
Only if it's over the age of what, 35?
Yeah, 35. Make AI great again.
Yeah.
That's his campaign slogan there.
Make AI great again.
Mega. It's funny. It's because science fiction tends to predict
I'm going to hang up. Take care.
Thanks. Sorry to
interrupt.
Well, no, not at all. It's a great topic because it's funny.
Good question.
You know, we've talked about, like I keep making the Terminator joke, you know, where that part where Skynet, at any point Skynet is going to become self-aware and realize that if it allows us to live, that, you know, it will no longer be able to survive. But it's funny, a bit from the classic Dark Knight Returns series by Frank Miller, when Bruce Wayne comes out of retirement to return, and this is in the comic book, and it's a thing that's lost in some of the adaptations. Ronald Reagan is still president in that series. And I remember going, how can Ronald Reagan still be president? It's because it's revealed at the end that Ronald Reagan in The Dark Knight Returns is a hologram. So it's a hologram president that's being pretty much being used to control the populace. So the idea of an AI president under the right conditions is not too far fetched.
Let's not look at AI president. Let's maybe look at AI chancellor or AI dictator. In Big Brother, we never meet Big Brother. Big Brother is there. Big Brother is there. Yeah. But as a reader, we don't know if Big Brother is a real person or not. Big Brother could be an AI that is then done it. And if I've seen Star Trek enough times, my goodness, the computers start out benevolent, but then after the first 1,000 years or so, we're all worshiping it, smashing grapes onto its computer monitor.
While you say the AI Ronald Reagan thing, down in Springfield, the Abraham Lincoln Museum and all that stuff is all AI holograms, and he talks to you.
See, I haven't been. I need to go back there.
My wife says it was. My wife says it was incredible. It looked so real. It was unbelievable.
Well, to me, I will say this: I'm surprised they haven't come up with AI baseball managers. Because what does a baseball manager do?
Moneyball.
Yeah, just the whole. Well, the probabilities are what happens when this player goes up, that player goes up. I'm wondering. It's only a matter of time before some general manager goes. Let's get an AI program to manage the team.
Well, then there goes your data analyst job.
Yeah.
You don't got to pay him. There you go.
The AI's already doing it.
I still get to be a pilot.
That's right. We're going to need pilots. We're going to need those. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. I really appreciate it.
This was fun.
Yeah,
this was fun.
Good day. And he's still here. If we could get the ice cream guy, what do you want?
That's true. Let's just knock him over.
I want an ice cream sandwich.
Just all line up by the window. 3 grown men just lined up in front of it. You didn't have to turn on the music. You were already in the neighborhood. Apolitical Talk Show will be back next week, starting on Monday at 4. We've got the morning show, I think sometime around 6 a.m. that day. Systems run everything. Government, economy, media, justice. They shape your choices, your opportunities, your future. But do they work for you or against you? On Apolitical Talk Show, we break them down. Not to destroy, but to understand. Because if you don't see how the system works, you won't see when it's being manipulated or who's benefiting from it. Power belongs to those who know the rules, challenge the loopholes, and demand accountability. That starts with knowledge. That starts here. Join us weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. as we uncover what's really happening behind the headlines so you can decide for yourself what's fair, what's broken, and what needs to change. Apolitical Talk Show, breaking down the systems to build them up together. Right here, weekdays 4 to 6 on WRMN, the talk of the town.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 6.